Welcome to Kilgallon's Pub, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallon, like to sit back, have some drinks with people, and recreate that bar conversation we all know and love. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Kilgallon's Pub. Also give it a follow on Twitter under the same title, at Kilgallon's Pub, everybody. You can follow me on all the platforms. That's at Joe Kilgallon. Big thanks to everybody who's been listening to the podcast. And a huge apology to start this one off with. We did not have a podcast last week. That was on me. Had a guest reschedule, which was, that happens, not a big deal. I should have had someone lined up or gave myself enough time. Anyway, screwed up. Hope you guys are enjoying your summer and didn't miss me too much. So, thanks. We're back. This is going to be a fun one. We'll be back every Wednesday as usual. Big announcement. I have to start off before I introduce my guest. Thursday, so you're listening to this on a Wednesday, tomorrow, everybody, we'll be releasing Chapter 1 of Can't Complain, my album, which is now a special. We'll be releasing that on YouTube. Chapter 1, and then a new chapter every week after that, every Thursday. And we're pumped up about it. James especially, has been putting in a ton of work on this, and I'm very grateful to him. And I hope you guys like it. If you do, share it so other people see it. Subscribe to YouTube, and hit that bell. There's a little bell notification.
The bell's clutch.
The bell's clutch, yeah, because then it'll tell you, hey, fucking Joe put up a new video. And I've been putting up a lot of shit, podcast clips constantly on my YouTube channel, as well as a lot of stand-up clips. So it's all going to be out there. So, big thanks to everybody. And if you like this podcast, review it on iTunes. I haven't even asked anyone to do that in a long time. Rate, review it. Got a Patreon with some hidden episodes, some bonus stuff. And you get a direct download link to my album, the audio version, of course. That's all on the Patreon, so feel free to subscribe to that. It really helps the podcast out. You guys are the shit. And this is Kilgallon's Pub. And today is a fun one because I'm having a returning guest. I had him on last summer when the podcast was still in its infancy. This is my oldest friend in the world. We've literally known each other since birth because we live next door to each other in a couple of two flats on Chicago's northwest side. This is Michael Poethcow, everybody.
What up?
What up, dude? Great to have you back, man. I'm pumped up.
Glad to be here.
Dude, you had a birthday a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I know, and I was mad that I didn't get to hang out with you.
You could have just went to 7-Eleven, celebrated the day of 7-Eleven.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, July 11th.
Slushies for every motherfucker except me because I don't want to fucking drink that shit.
You don't like slushies?
I just don't. It's like melted freeze pops. I don't like it.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's not good?
No, I don't like freeze pops.
Melted freeze pops?
I was never a freeze pop guy.
My son's obsessed with popsicles, and I just discovered, my 2-year-old, and I get him sugar-free, otherwise he'd be bouncing off the walls because he's 2, and that's just how they are. Did you guys know Popsicle is the brand name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Kleenex. I didn't know Popsicle was part of that family of certain products that everyone's just blindly calls it.
Yeah.
I thought that was what they were called. I didn't know that was a brand. That blew me the fucking way. You guys knew that, so I'm just an idiot. You guys both look at me like,
No.
dude, that's common now.
When you
it's
said
not
it,
common.
No, when you said it, then I'm like, oh, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
It makes total sense now, but
and
I didn't know
duct
that.
tape too? Is duct tape?
So duct tape is, I believe,
tape
too.
Is a brand. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Kleenex is a brand, and there's other ones too. People refer to Coke all the time, even if it's regular cola or whatever.
Yeah, I love their slogan though. If you can't duck it, fuck it.
Is that really the slogan? You had me there. That is the most fucking old man at the end of a bar fucking joke I've ever heard in my life.
It's the greatest fucking, some hillbilly up in the north said it. He's like looking at this boat. It's like, we can put some duct tape on and see if it floats. You can duck it, or fuck it.
Yeah, that it sounds like that old man who speaks into his chest at the end of the bar, who says I asked my dad if I could play hockey growing up. He said, "Get the puck out of here." Like jokes like that. Those classic old dude jokes.
It's great.
But no, I didn't realize. I like how my transition is just terrible right there. But I like how I didn't realize. So now, next time I'm at a grocery store, I want to find the generic popsicles and see what it says on the thing. What does it say? Frozen pops?
Yeah.
Or frozen flavored water?
Fruit stick.
That's what frozen fruit stick.
Yeah.
Chili treat. I don't know. They'd probably put up some.
Chili
I don't know. I got to figure out what the hell that is.
Pretty sure.
But no, slushies are pretty solid. Yeah, your birthday was July 11th. I was actually in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So big shout out to everyone who went to the show at Thew Brewing Company. I gave out some flyers with the podcast on the back, so hopefully you guys are checking it out. It's the first podcast I've done since then. I got to throw out the first pitch of Cedar Rapids Colonels game, which is a low A affiliate of the Minnesota Twins. So thank you to that organization and to my mom for helping that out because she works for the team. So yeah, it was kind of a hookup there. But I'm also a comedian, so I'm celebrity enough to throw out a pitch at a minor league baseball game. I had the show the next night to promote after all, right?
Yeah.
It was a good time, but they didn't let me throw from the mound. I got some flack from people on social media because I showed a little clip of me making the pitch, and which was a knee-high strike. I had a little zip on it. My shoulder was a little stiff, though, so I looked kind of awkward in the follow-through, I felt like. I didn't really do a big wind up. I just kind of like did the here you go, fucking there's the pitch.
I saw the video. I only saw you throw. I didn't see the completion where the catch.
I think you could tell from the trajectory that ball was going knee high strike.
I'm pretty sure you 50 cent.
No, I did not, because you would have saw that, and that dude had no follow through at all. It's amazing how a guy that ripped does not know how to throw a ball. Someone told me that was bullshit. Like he did that just to be talked about. That he could actually throw a ball and it was just for
I could see that.
The press of it. I started thinking about that. Like, what could I do?
Like genius.
There's some genius moves that people do with stuff like that, where like they know what they're doing.
That's Kanye West's whole career.
As he just knows when.
Oh yeah.
People say he always flips out right before an album's going to come out.
Yep.
Because he knows.
Notice how he's been quiet for a long time.
Yeah, because he doesn't have an album coming out.
Yeah.
Well, I got this special coming out tomorrow. What could I do in the next 24 hours to
throw
get
another
my name out
strike off the mount?
Yeah, I got to do it at a bigger game though.
Throw another pitch and make sure like your dick falls out of your pants or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? A little dick slip.
Yeah.
People have nip slips. I could have a dick slip.
Never before has this happened.
It's hard to do a dick slip.
Record
you know what I mean? There's no dick cleavage. You know what I mean? You'd definitely be talked about. But like women's boobs could slip out because of the way they are with the cleavage. They come out the top of the shirt. If a woman's boob came out the bottom of her shirt, either let's pray it's a tiny shirt or those are some really long, gross boobs.
Just make sure you do like a Nomo waist twist. So then
the Hideo Nomo? All hips that guy was.
So it twists and just drops.
First Asian all-star baseball player, first Japanese. But yeah, do a little twist, have your dick slip out. That's something. Is that going to want people to be like, I got to check out this guy's comedy? I got to do something. See, you know, we'll talk about this then. I wanted to get more into your birthday a little bit there, birthday boy. But there was a big thing, and James could chime in and fill in the blanks for some stuff you might not know. And then when we talk about the new Marvel stuff, you two will fucking have to clue me in because you guys are both big comic book guys.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just shit on you.
Yeah. That works, too. I'm all right with that. There was a incident in the comedy community nationally, so it wasn't like just any local community, but it was the talk of all of Twitter. And you're not on Twitter, right?
No.
That's why you're happy. I think but you do Instagram, Snap. I see you're active on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook.
I try to.
You don't need them all.
No.
You don't need them all, which I agree with. I actually heard a social media expert on my friend Mike Bridenstine's podcast, which you guys should check out. It's called Hunk. And the expert he was talking to was saying like, yeah, if you don't need to be on all of them. And someone's like, no, you need to be on all of them. It's like, what, you don't think there's enough on Facebook for you? There's not enough on Instagram for you? There's enough people out there for you. If you don't like a platform, don't fucking be on it. Yeah. And I kind of agree with that. It's like just make your focus on the ones you actually like. Because if you don't like it, you're not going to be good at it anyway. You're just wasting your own time. I'm like, damn, that's a good point. Anyway, moving on. So there was a comedian named, you're going to help me with her name, Dina. I don't remember her last name.
Yeah, hold on.
I know you want to talk about this story, James, because you love this
definitely.
Kind of shit.
Dina Hashem.
Thank you. Dina Hashem, whose name I'd seen before. I don't know her personally. I have friends that are friends with her. She's a New York comedian. And she was on this Comedy Central show they're doing from the Comedy Cellar. Was it called like a night at the Comedy Cellar, live from the Comedy Cellar? Yeah. I really don't watch Comedy Central.
This week at the Comedy Cellar.
This week at the Comedy Cellar, thank you, which is one of the greatest clubs in the world. And the joke mentioned this rapper whose name I'm going to not pronounce correctly.
Triple X Temptation.
Triple X Temptation?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know why I was saying like Triple X Temptation
or
something.
It's real hard to figure
Triple
out at
X.
first. Yeah.
I think I would have said extension or something.
Yeah, right? That's what it feels like. Triple X Temptation. He is a huge piece of shit from everything I've read about him. Like, huge, colossal piece of shit. Was under investigation or about to go on trial for a murder, right?
Yep.
A murder of his pregnant girlfriend.
Yep.
In which, in detail, apparently, I'm only laying this out not to, like, gross anyone out or be like, what the fuck, dude? Now I'm in a bad mood hearing about this asshole. Because I want you to know that even though her joke isn't making fun of his death, it'd be okay if she did.
Yeah.
This dude basically said to his pregnant girlfriend as he was beating her, which do you want? Like a cattle prod? Or what was the other choice? Some like grill type of grill instrument?
Yeah.
I'm going to shove one of them up your pussy.
Yeah.
Which is like a fucked up human being, obviously. And yeah, he's just a bad guy who had, I guess, a couple of hit songs. Or a couple of songs that were pretty popular. But I think he was more of like a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of famous in the underground.
Yeah.
I don't know if his stuff got a lot of mainstream radio play.
He got a little bit of mainstream.
Did he? I know he had a few hits that people said, no, he had 3 really great songs. I'm like, all right, still whatever. But by the way, though, when he did die, I remember some people celebrating it on Twitter. And part of me just being like, oh, he's a piece of shit, but it still feels weird to celebrate someone's death. I don't know. I'm just always a little bit weird about that. But because you never know the situation. That's how I view it.
Yeah.
Like when Ben Askren got his ass knocked out by Jorge Masvidal, which I talked about briefly on the last podcast with Joe Rao. Masvidal was like celebrating a little bit, and I thought like the celebration got a little over the line, and everyone's like, dude, Ben Askren was talking the most shit. I'm like, yeah, but Askren's got 3 kids, and it looked like he was dead. Okay, and I know he wasn't, but what if he did turn out dead? And which isn't unheard of because a boxer today died in the hospital from a beating he suffered on Saturday night. And this was a good boxer. I guess he was undefeated going into it, but his fucking manager tried to throw in the towel.
McGirt.
McGirt, yes, he was pretty known, right?
Yeah, I know the cornerman. I
can't remember the fighter's name.
Boxers, yeah, because I've been out of the loop because I got so pissed off at boxing for a while.
I know, but I know you used to be a big boxing fan. You're a huge boxing fan.
But I heard about that, and I watched the last round, and like everyone, if you watch that last round, you don't see anything wrong with him. Like he's just getting a lot of headshots.
It's too much
but
brain swelling, you know.
Yeah, McGirt.
He wanted to stop
it.
He
knew because he was a boxer, and that's why he called off. He called it at the 11th round during the break to sit. And then
he wanted to call it early. So the boxer's name, I don't mean to cut you off, is Maxim Dadajev.
Yeah, he's a Russian.
He's Russian. And the Russian boxer died Tuesday from injuries he suffered during a fight Friday. His trainer, Buddy McGirt, that's a well-known name. He was 28 years old, was taken to the hospital, found in the 11th round, and underwent a 2-hour surgery because of a brain swelling. He was later put into a medically induced coma. It's usually really bad when that happens. Not too often you get out of it. McGirt threw in the towel after urging his fighter to stop. He required assistance while leaving the ring after taking a disproportionate amount of punishment from Matisse before the bout was called off. Yeah, that's fucked up. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I get weird. I only thought about Jorge Masvidal, who I like a lot as a fighter, and I understand the emotions were high. Because I think, like, dude, the guy, if Ben Askren dies in the ring that day, you have to think you're associated with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And no one was going to say you murdered him, obviously, because both fighters knew what they're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
But when you feel like when he felt like the most. If Jorge Masvidal said no, I wouldn't have felt like a piece of shit if he ended up dead. Then, dude, you're a fucking sociopath, and good luck finding anyone to root for you after that, right? Which I think he would have then been like, no, of course I would have felt bad, you know. But that's why I thought when that Triple X Temptation first died, I never heard of the guy until he died. He died, and I saw, not everyone, but a few people I knew.
Deal.
It was a big deal. A few people I knew because he died like it was almost like live on like Facebook Live or some shit.
Yeah.
The guy who killed him or something.
Yeah.
And a lot of people celebrated, and some people were like, no, fuck the people celebrate. And I was just kind of like, look, the guy's a piece of shit. And if you do that to women and you murder a pregnant woman, then yeah, you fucking deserve to go. But at the time, I didn't know his story. I just was like, why are people celebrating a death? Like, he's a piece of shit, but how bad a piece of shit really is he really? I didn't know the extent. Because nowadays, people are so extreme that, oh, that guy grabbed a waitress's ass. Let's send him to the moon. Like, it's like, okay. But, I mean, yeah, that guy's a dick, but how about just tell him to go over there? Like, didn't fucking kill the guy. All right, so I'm getting to the point. Dina made, it was a long way around the block on that one.
Where were we?
Yeah, where were we? I haven't talked to these. I haven't podcasted in a while, so I'm
Where's your stenographer so we can read back?
Yeah, read that shit back. I used to have a joke about stenographers. See, now you're taking my brain a whole other path again.
Yeah.
It's a good joke. It's on the first album. Everyone's called Pay Attention, the album. Check it out. The joke is about how you ever notice that every stenographer is a woman because women remember everything you fucking say. It's kind of a hacky joke now that I think about it.
I got to participate with a stenographer. Like, she was like right next to me typing away. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, can we talk about that? Nah, maybe not, because it's a legal battle you're in. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, I brought it up.
Well, no, just because legal stuff's kind of interesting.
It
every
is.
now and then.
Even for me, I was like, hey, how you doing? I was like happy. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hi, hey, you.
Hey, good to see you.
Hey.
Fresh donuts. Yeah, I hear you.
They were talking about Florida. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, you get to go to Florida. I'm just here in this fucking thing and waiting for this shit to end. Can we do?
Oh, yeah, that does sound kind of painful now that I think about it.
We gotta go to Florida.
You don't know how to act in certain situations. I wouldn't know how to act in court.
I've
been to court before, like on a friend's behalf, twice.
Yeah, this wasn't a court. This was like a
hearing room or whatever.
like an office room.
I got you.
Like we had to go to their.
You guys do depositions?
Yeah,
it's a fancy word that I only know from TV.
I always forget. I'm like proposition. I don't know.
Proposition. Is it a preposition? Is it at?
It's a proposition. How much do I give you for this kind of job?
Yeah, that's a preposition. All right, let's. I'll focus, guys. I'll hunker down because this can't be enjoyable to listen to.
What are we talking about?
Like, he's getting to the fucking story eventually, right? Here's the story, everybody. Dina made a joke about that Triple X Tentacion guy.
I have the joke if you want to.
We'll get it in a second. His fans fucking lit her up, like saying we're gonna kill you, sending her death threats. And it started from another comedian pointing out the joke. He kind of made the joke aware. This comedian, I'll name his name too. James Davis, who I don't know. I don't think I've ever, in passing in L.A., has a show on Comedy Central called Hood Adjacent. I don't know if it's any good. I've never seen an episode. I had a friend write for it, so I don't want to dog the show. I don't know if he's still, is Dave Helm still writing on it? I don't think he is, but whatever. Anyway, so he kind of like made it, what the fuck, Comedy Central, you let someone make a joke like this. So he must be a fan of Triple X, 10, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Triple X Temptation. So anyway, and then I found out the word dox. I never heard of the word dox.
Oh yeah, doxing.
You dox
Docking?
someone. Do you know what that is? Doxing?
Docking?
Docking is not what
Not the one we're talking about.
What is docking?
Joe.
I don't know any of these fucking things. I am fucking the oldest person in
Joe.
the world.
I don't want to show you.
Is it some sex act
Yes,
thing?
it is.
God, you fucking
No.
sick
You know,
fuck.
the video's right here. You see, you take a penis with another penis. One is uncircumcised, while the other one.
Oh, gross.
And then
Come
wait,
on,
no,
man.
then you connect like you're, and you just do that. You just do this. Just like, you see this, Joe?
I think I enjoyed not doing the podcast last week, but it's fucking gross, dude.
Like,
So Dina Hashem, all right.
It's
You're
like
happy you got to
it's
teach
like-
me that? You're happy you got to do the stupid
It's like a Chinese finger trap.
We're thinking the same shit at the same time.
nice. We were born right next to each other. So
Yeah,
that's why
man, that's a
we're
sick
like,
humor on that
We're
block,
some
huh?
fucked up twins and shit.
And Joe Rao, who was on the podcast last week, grew up on that block. What a small world, man. All right, so doxing is when you give away someone's like address online.
Yeah.
I never heard that term before.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know it was you whatever. And that's a serious thing because the internet's full of absolute psychopaths, you know. And our whole thing is, as comedians, we don't throw each other under the bus. You should never apologize for a joke, but you should also never threaten to kill someone over a joke. I liked the joke. Thought it was a pretty solid bit. You have it queued up. We'll be able to play so people can hear it.
Yeah, here.
All right, if you haven't heard it, here it is. This is Dina Hashem.
It's still showing the thumbnail. I don't know if it was pulled or not, but here we go. Let's see.
Is anyone still mourning XXX Tentacion? He's a rapper who was murdered. He's dead now. He was shot. He was on his way to buy a car with $50,000 in cash, and somebody shot him and took the money, which is very tragic. But I think also would be a very good Venmo commercial. You know? That's the first thing I thought when I heard that. Like, I don't have Venmo. I should get Venmo.
See, that's a solid bit right there. It's not like the greatest
She got
bit
a
of all
ton of
time,
laughs, too. The
but it's a
room-
very, very funny, well-written,
The room
well
liked it.
thought out joke. Yeah, I mean, that could be a joke about anyone who gets killed with a lot of cash on them for the cash.
Yeah, it's a Venmo joke.
Yeah, it's a Venmo joke. Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's barely about
it's barely about him.
extension.
Yeah, I do.
I mean,
I want to say it
fancy.
like Gaston, like it's a French name, but it's
Extension.
triple X 10. How does it say again?
I say Triple X Temptation. She said XXX Tentacion.
She did say it that way.
She threw a little
Maybe that's
oomph
why
in
I
there.
said it.
All right, well, whatever. I'm calling him Triple X, like the Vin Diesel movie. Yeah, so it could have been about anyone else. Anyway, though, it became a whole fucking thing where, again, though, Twitter has a way of making people take it out of hand where someone will say, oh, Louis C.K. doesn't get punished, but she's going to get punished. I'm like, no one's punishing her. Comedy Central took it down for what reason I don't know. So that's weak shit on Comedy Central's behalf to take it down.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought, so maybe someone in corporate thought, let's take this shit down so it blows over for a few days. We'll throw it back up. We'll send her an email going, hey, Dina, this is not towards you. I know she deleted her Twitter temporarily, I think, because she was getting so many like people going after her. So that's serious shit. Yeah, that's fucked up. You don't want to threaten, you don't want to threaten anyone's life over anything. I love burping into a microphone, and that one smelled, so I apologize for whoever else uses mic next. That was a fun one.
You liking the Schlitz?
The Schlitz, yeah, man, we're drinking Schlitz.
Yeah.
So, why did I bring up the story in the first place again? To get like, I don't know. I think my opinion on that is just like, fucking good for her. Good for her. It's a great joke. Fuck, you know what? James Davis it was a shit move. I don't want to say fuck you because I don't know the guy personally, but fuck you for doing this. I'll say that.
I got a quote from Chicago comedian Django Gold.
The fuck is Django Gold?
He writes for
Sounds like a villain from
Conan
the
or
80s.
something. Anyway,
Oh, never heard of him.
he wrote.
Cool
and
name, dude.
It is.
This is probably the best take I've ever heard. Attacking a woman is the best tribute to Triple X's fans could have come up with.
Oh, that's funny.
Talking about Dina, yeah.
That's very funny.
That's amazing.
Is that just the Twitter handle? What's the actual comedian's name?
I think that's his name. I didn't know him personally, but he's like from here.
Is he? I've never,
Yeah.
never heard of
It
the
sounds
guy.
like the third movie installment of the Clint Eastwood's Philo Beto movie. And he has
Because
to
I
fight
thought I read that
Django
tweet,
Gold.
but it wasn't from someone I know named Django Gold.
Yeah, writes for Colbert. He's a Chicago guy. But yeah, a lot of people are basically going like, "Oh yeah, you can rap about murder, but you can't joke about it." Like, it's very
Well,
hypocritical, the reactions that she got.
That's what kills me about the whole thing, where it's like, I don't know, the whole, like, I'm for any kind of free speech. And so what's interesting, as I was watching Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, I saw the first 2 episodes of the new season. Seinfeld had Eddie Murphy on the first one.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then-
so
good.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And then he had Ricky Gervais on the second one.
China shit.
The China show was really funny, but also
Are we keeping the China stuff?
yeah, that was a
I
good.
still have to see part 2 to know.
I'm glad that they kept that in there, though. I
Yeah.
think that was kind of cool. But what was interesting was Ricky was talking about like free speech and everything like that, and how everyone's for free speech until you say something they don't like.
Yeah.
And then someone brought up Hitler to him, and he goes, "Listen, if Hitler was just saying all that shit, I'd have no problem with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't what Hitler said; it's what he fucking did that made Hitler the most worst person of all time. You know, if he was just some guy in a corner, and that's what I was actually trying to correlate that with someone recently. It had to do with how there's going to do a live action Little Mermaid, because that's what Disney does now. All they do is sequels to franchises they already own, and
put humans in it.
and put humans in like remakes. The sequels are the Marvel movies, which I don't blame them for; those are huge. But like Toy Story 4, Frozen 2 is coming out later. You know, The Incredibles 2 recently. So this, all they're doing is sequels or relaunching, but real people.
Toy Story live action.
That would be a great Toy Story live
Tom
action.
Hanks.
I'd be down. Well, Tom Hanks could play himself. Well, he looks too old to play Cowboy Woody.
Oh,
actually.
come on.
Yeah, but they have that de-aging technology
Yeah,
now.
they
They
could
do,
do
you're
like
right.
the Polar Express kind of thing going on.
But Tim Allen is
Yeah,
not
I
playing
watched-
Buzz
that
Lightyear,
looks
dude.
really cool.
Tim Allen's not playing Buzz Lightyear.
No,
No
no.
way. He would look terrible. You need like a fucking buff, good-looking dude to play Buzz Lightyear.
And, like all of his armor would be stuff like cocaine because he's a fucking drug mule in the 70s.
Yeah. You ever notice that the people who like a guy like Tim Allen was a dude who got busted for like drugs, but now he's probably one of those guys that's like voting for people who keep the drug war
Yeah.
going. It's like, you piece of
He's-
shit. Do you
yeah.
not realize? It's the
Yeah,
same way I feel about people who grew up rich who are now like communists. I'm like, well, easy for you to say. Of course, you like, yeah, you had everything growing up. Now you're like, we should all share shit. Like, I'm talking about like extreme communist bullshit, you know? Not like free healthcare, which I agree with. Which isn't a communist. That's more. What are you laughing about now? What are you giggling about? Someone's making fun of me on the chat?
Yeah, Giggles McGee.
What the fuck, dude?
You're such a dad now.
You're such a
What did I say that was
Turn
such a
this
dad?
shit.
I fucking hate these communists. They used to be.
goddamn.
Yeah. I agree, but it's just.
Does it sound? Is it
This
a dad?
is this is why people
This is
watch your-
2019.
this
You're a
is why
dad
people
for saying you
watch
hate communism?
No.
Trying to mow the goddamn lawn, and these fucking communists are coming in your goddamn country.
You know, Paco,
Hey, how you doing? What's up?
it's a terrible impression of me. I don't care about people being on my lawn at all. But you know what I did think
This is
about?
the second time I brought up your lawn.
Yeah, you're really going to
In
the
the
lawn,
car,
dude.
yeah.
I hire someone to do my lawn.
It's-
$20
yeah.
bucks a week.
It's because I don't really take care of my lawn, and I want
20
someone
bucks
else
every
to
week?
take care of my
I
lawn.
can't. I don't have time
I
with
just-
2 kids to mow a fucking lawn. I was never good at it anyway. It's
I
just
just
one
like
of those
to
annoying
sleep.
things. Now I got to sweep up grass. I got to sweep grass off the ground and put it into a
Oh,
bag.
I
Kiss my dick.
I don't do
I'm
that
not
shit.
sweeping grass.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. It's not an easy thing to sweep. It's not like fucking popcorn kernels or something. So, well, I don't even know. Is that easy to sweep? That might not be easy to sweep either.
I don't know. Work in movie theaters. See how fun it is.
But here's where I am kind of an old man in the sense, not to get off the lawn sense. I thought about this recently. When I was a kid, were you like this too, James? I don't really know what it was like where you grew up. Me and you and the guys on our block, we would cut through people's yards constantly.
Yeah.
In Chicago, the space between 2 houses or 2 apartment buildings, we call it the gangway.
Yeah.
And we would cut down gangways and cut through alleys and go down this alley to cut through someone else's
But
yard.
we
go
knew
through-
to pick specifics.
Well, yeah,
too.
because every now and then you get chased out by some psycho.
There's that old man house with like the weeds would just grow
Oh, yeah,
constantly,
yeah.
and he didn't even have a back gate, so he just
Yeah, you
didn't
cut
have
through
to
that
go
one
through the
pretty
gate.
good.
Yeah, that was like the main one to go through the alley to play the basketball. Anyway,
I remember one time cutting through one by Wilson Park, and this dude had like a dog. It was probably a nice dog, but it was just probably trying to play with me. But I just saw dogs. I'm like, oh shit! And I ran and fucking hopped the fence. And this dude was like, "What were you doing in my yard?" And I'm like, "I was cutting through." And then he like said something else, like, don't do that again. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, it was such an asshole, like 12-year-old kid response. He was like legitimately being like, don't do that. Don't use my yard as a shortcut.
You goddamn
Which I
commie.
get it, because
Get
now,
out of my goddamn yard.
dude, as a fucking parent now, man, if I'm like, say I'm in the kitchen and I look out my back window into the yard and I see someone walking through the yard, I'm thinking, oh, shit's about to go down. I'm gonna have to fuck someone up.
You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because it's totally different. All the shit that you pull as a kid, that when you get older and have kids yourself, you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't cool. And I could see why people would be worried about that. Because I'd definitely, if someone was just walking through my yard, I would probably be like, well, today's the day someone dies because I've got guns. You know what I mean? I got all the guns. I actually don't, but I want people listening to the podcast not to think about breaking into my house. Can we delete this part?
Yes.
All the guns.
All the guns. What was I talking about before you guys start calling me a fucking old man for not liking the Red Scare?
And you're stuck.
That is communism.
And you're stuck in the early '90s. Like you just talk constantly.
I know. Pecco's a listener of the podcast too, and he's one of the people that tells me, "Yeah, you said that. You've told that story like 19 times on the fucking
Constantly.
podcast." It's like we've heard it, pal.
Like someone else brought it up. Like there should be a drinking game. You know, whenever you bring up Nirvana, Oasis,
Yeah, dude.
Shot. You know.
I'm sorry if I like bring up the two of the best bands of the last 30 years. I mean, I don't know.
Oasis, I was never. A
You
big
don't know
Oasis.
enough deep cuts. I'll make you a compilation CD.
A mixtape.
Make you a mixtape for sure. I'll throw that mixtape out there. But yeah, just to sum up this whole fucking thing, I agree with Ricky Gervais about the whole free speech thing. I think, yeah, say whatever the fuck you want. I don't even know. I've been thinking more and more about hate speech. Is that even a thing? I think people could get arrested for hate crimes, because if you're targeting a certain group of people based on them being different, yeah, that's a shitty thing, and that should be punished a little bit more. But then again, I mean, I don't know. That's one of those things that I've kind of been torn about, where it's like if you murder someone, shouldn't be that be a steep crime anyway.
Yeah.
But then if it's like, oh, you murdered this person because they're Korean and you don't like Koreans, we got to make it an even steeper crime so that you don't deter from murdering. I don't know. I know it's a way to like protect more minority groups and all that, which I totally support. Just feels like we're legislating someone's thoughts. So like when I hear like, oh, that's hate speech, it's like, yeah, you're allowed to hate though. You're legitimately allowed to hate shit and hate people and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Am I wrong?
I mean, you're
with
allowed to shit on the floor in your own house, but you shouldn't do it, you know?
No, I'm not saying people should do it.
Right. But
I'm not supporting that. If her joke was legitimately like, you know, racist or whatever,
it
you know,
it
wasn't.
It was a Venmo joke.
No, it was a Venmo joke. It was a very funny Venmo
total
joke.
Venmo joke.
Yeah.
It's the only good Venmo joke I've ever heard.
I think my friends
It's the only
work for
Venmo joke I've ever
Venmo.
heard.
I don't know.
I think they're a good company. I think they're doing pretty well. Venmo's weird though, because are you on Venmo?
No. Yeah.
It's weird because if I send James a payment, other people see it.
They can. You can.
I've
change
had
it
people
private.
like it.
Yeah.
I remember
I don't think they can see how much money you're paying people, though. They could just see that
they
you
just
made
see
a payment.
I don't know, man. Let me open this Venmo thing real quick.
Yeah, make a payment right now. Let's see.
I'm not making
Yeah,
it.
just send me like
I'm
$100.
gonna request.
just
I'm
to
gonna
see.
request money. Let's see.
No, I'm just seeing emojis. And
Yeah, it doesn't say how much. You're right. I've got
Yeah.
like this guy paid this guy, and there's like a pizza emoji,
oh, I got friends who went to
Fucking Lindsay
Comic
Adams.
Con. That's cool.
and then my sister paid someone for sushi. This other person paid the same person. Oh, this is hilarious. But no, I actually see this though.
Bobby Condon just paid Mike Babrinski
No, it
for
says
pizza.
here. I'm gonna name them because they're both comedians. They're public names. Rosebud Baker paid Lindsay Adams $23.
What
It
the
says
fuck?
right here 23. But then
Yes,
this one's
yeah.
funny.
What are you?
Our buddy Curtis from the Laugh Factory paid Chris from the Laugh Factory, and it said you're poor. That's what he wrote in the thing.
See, no, that's good.
Um,
There should be always transaction where, and then specify on what, like.
this is funny
Yeah.
too. This guy.
This is for deodorant. You smell.
Yeah. That's funny with Venmo. I'm gonna have more fun with my Venmo payments now.
A lot of subtle jabs on Venmo.
Yeah.
This is for you to take care of that shit eating grin. I don't know, something like fun like that. This dude CJ paid this dude I know. It says 2 weeks of bingo. So I must have ran bingo for a couple weeks. There was
See,
backed up on that bingo money.
Yeah. I had
Someone
some
just did a
joke,
cake emoji. So I must have bought him some cake, some trash. All right, you guys get the point. I'm really I'm going on
No,
with
this
it.
is fun. This is,
Dude, I got a weird energy today, man. I've been up since 5 a.m. And this is day 2 in a row of stay-at-home dad mode, me and 2 kids. Because my wife went back to work. Her maternity leave is over. That was last week she went back, but I had a little bit more help last week. But
Boo.
all day yesterday and most of the day today, although my sister came by for a spell, I had the a 3-month-old. My son Dylan's now 3 months, and then my son Matthew is almost 2.5 or something like that. And dude, it's fucking exhausting. It was good. I like had it under control. I'm like, I got this shit. This is great. Everything's running smoothly. And then 2 days in a row, the last hour before my wife comes home, they just start to fucking lose their shit. Both of them.
Yeah.
The one wants all sorts of stuff, and then the dog. My dog Holly, who's a boxer lab who's needy, but she's great. She's the best. She's a guard dog. I love her. Anyone cuts to our gangway, I'll just open the door and she'll fucking eat you. That's when she gets like fucking, I want food now. I want this now. She's pawing at her leash. Let's do that. I'm like, dude, I look at her like, hey, you literal bitch. Because she's a dog, female dog. You get it? I got a fucking crying baby here. I got a 2-year-old who keeps wanting me to fucking build him this Lego thing, but it doesn't make sense. I'm like, where are the blueprints to this shit? Okay, I can't just, that on top of that, it won't stand, dude. Like, I try to convey that. And then the 3-month-old, well, you'll put his pacifier in his mouth, and he does that, like, pushing it out, and then it falls on the floor. And I'm like, listen, man, you're going to get germs, because I don't have time to be rinsing this thing all the time. So keep the pacifier in your fucking mouth where it belongs. I love you. I'm sorry I swore. And then, yeah, I give him kisses on the cheek, and then I get them both for a group hug, and then we watch.
Babies have better immune systems than others anyway. So.
Oh, they do. They actually do.
There
Actually,
you
you're
go.
not born with an immune system. You're not born with an immune
Better-
system, everyone. You develop it. That's why it's good to get sick, actually, as a kid. Did you just call me a fucking nerd and put your glasses up? You put your own glasses up. You understand that?
Yeah.
That's like when you don't wear glasses. That's how you make fun of nerds. You do the fake.
Yeah.
I'm putting my glasses up. But you
Yeah.
actually put your glasses up.
like that.
All right.
that was good.
Well, that was a visual. Sorry, podcast listeners.
All right. I don't know what to talk about with the fucking thing anymore. I think I had all these points about it, but now I'm just done with it. I'm over
Comics
it.
shouldn't put down other comics.
Like anything, though, it's
jokes.
over.
Oh, we're still
It's
on
over.
this?
Yeah, we're still on this.
I
Fucking
really
so
wasn't
dumb.
sure
Yeah.
if we went somewhere else, and I just, was totally out of it. Sorry. Where am I? It's like
All right, fucking. How old are you? What was your latest birthday? 47? I know we're just
yeah,
sort of the same age.
I'm really old. No,
You're-
I'm older.
You're
so
2 months older than me.
I'm
I'll
crankier.
catch up to you in 2
I'm
months.
fucking cranky.
You're crankier, dude.
I just don't like to get up at all. Just stay in bed. Just fuck it. Like I'll hear people.
I usually try to go out for a drink with you for your
Okay.
birthday, so I was bummed I wasn't in town. What'd you do? What'd you do?
I basically stayed home. I just went to Hops and Barley to have something to eat, and then I went back and
By yourself?
Yeah.
You didn't go in, nobody went with you?
People were calling me.
You just don't want a big deal of it?
That.
I
And
guess
then,
you hit a certain age, you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, that, and then like if someone comes with, then I have to be there longer. I was like, I'm gonna eat, get something to drink, go home and sleep.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you'd work the next day or something?
No, I was.
Just
I had
didn't want to do it?
I had like a week vacation, so I was just out of it.
Well,
good.
yeah, what'd you do on your vacation?
Nothing. Watching movies.
You're not a go out of the... How many times have you been out of Chicago?
I don't got money. Well,
I don't even have money,
yeah.
but,
Well,
growing up, you'd go on some vacations
Yeah.
here or there, right?
Oh, like yeah, my parents brought me and stuff. I went to Florida and mostly.
As
like
an adult,
Wisconsin.
have you gone on a vacation yourself leaving the city?
No, not
You haven't gone up to Milwaukee for like a concert or anything or a game? We're going to Milwaukee. We're gonna go to a Cubs game on the road
really.
at some point. You don't want to? You're like,
It is what it is. Like I'm not gonna argue with it. If you're like, you get in the fucking car, I'm like, okay, I'll get in the car.
all right, but it doesn't seem like you want to go. You understand road trips are fun, and you're gonna be like, eh.
A lot of people are saying that to me. Like at work, she's like, my boss. They're like, they want to see you be more excited about your work, and I'm like,
I'm
no.
not. I'm fucking not.
I'm like, I just do the fucking work, and when I'm done,
But
I'm
you're
just happy I'm done.
Are you like do you deal with customers though?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because you slice the meat.
yeah.
Everyone he works at I'm not gonna say where, but
I'm
he's a butcher.
Yeah.
He's a butcher.
Cutter.
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 That's what they
Butcher.
call surgeons. The
A
cutters.
yeah, a butcher would be a whole animal. A cutter would be more primals, like sections of.
Could you butcher an animal if you had to? You think?
I mean, if it was there, I'm gonna stab something.
All right, that's fair. You know where to gut that
Like, you
sucker?
fucking. Yeah, that's your dick.
Yeah. Get off my lawn. You fucking love the
Yeah.
lawn fucking reference.
Fucking lawn. You fucking chew on it too, you piece of shit.
There you go.
Fucking grass fed my ass. Grass fed? How about ass fed? Just put the
Your
fucking
feed
cow
his
in my
ass?
face.
You get a good butcher by looking your head up a bull's ass, right? That's how that
But
goes.
I'd rather take the butcher's word for it.
I'd rather, get the bull's ass for it or something. I don't know. God damn, Chris Rock's the shit, dude.
Man.
So I can't keep my fucking attention span for more than 2 minutes in this podcast. I really can't. I have to apologize to James, to you, to the listeners. I really can't. Nothing could roll right now. My side hurts from sitting up is hurting me right now. Just sitting is it's brutal, dude. I've been up for 14 hours.
You said you were going to talk about some comic book related.
We were gonna talk about comic
do
related
that.
shit.
You could talk about me looking like John Wayne Gacy.
Your birthday, you didn't go fucking out on your birthday though. I guess you get a certain point, you're just like you don't give a fuck about your
Yeah.
birthday. Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know, man. But I have a friend who did this. James, let's see if you'd be brave enough to do this. I had a buddy who disabled comments on his birthday so that nobody could write on his wall "Happy Birthday."
Very brave.
And I remember thinking to myself, one year
very brave.
One year I was close to doing it because I'm like, I don't want the notifications. It's a bunch of people I barely talk to probably saying happy birthday to me. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to disable the comments. And then I thought, but then if I did that halfway into the day, I'd be like, why are people saying happy birthday?
It'd be funny if he disabled and then he started like a fund me thing for someone like on Facebook. Like
Oh, they do the
like,
charity
oh yeah,
thing?
the charity shit.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I can't say
I
fucking
can't say
happy
happy
birthday, but I gotta give him to charity.
But here's a couple bucks for colon cancer, right? Okay. That's
even more
a
ridiculous.
literal asshole move when you think about it. Get it? Because the colon. You see what I did there? Hey, my grandfather died of colon cancer. I can make fun of it.
I think my grandpa had it. But
Really? It's pretty.
He died of heart attack.
It's the
so.
second most common cancer. It's the second killer. I actually tried to do a thing during the Ice Bucket Challenge back in 2014. I remember I was living in LA. I was still pretty new to LA. I wanted to like make fun of it, and I wanted to do like the colon cancer challenge, because it was like you dump the ice bucket to raise awareness for ALS, which is Lou Gehrig's disease.
Right.
Here's the thing. Look, I'm not knocking the disease or anyone who has it. Obviously, very few people have it. It affects next to nobody. I'm not saying it's not worth fighting for, but the way people were like, it's an epidemic. No, 2,500 people have it. It's like it's so fucking rare. And you get to be named, and you get to be associated with Lou Gehrig, who's a great ball player. So there's a lot of shitty cancers. Like colon cancer is not named for anyone.
There's a little plus in there.
Right? Silver linings, people.
Silver lining.
So for colon cancer, I wanted to start a thing where it was like depants your friends for colon cancer. Right? Kind of fit the bill. So I filmed the thing where I depants my buddy CJ Toledano. And I filmed it, and I go, all right, now I'm challenging these people. And fucking nobody picked up the challenge. Nobody was willing to just depants their friends in public and film it and put it out there for the world to enjoy to raise some money for colon cancer, which is number 2 next to heart disease.
We're raising the awareness for colon cancer. Time for some anal bleaching. Let's go.
Well,
There you go.
I wasn't
There you
getting
go.
underwear with shorts. Although that's a skilled depantser.
A little Brazilian wax is like.
That's a skilled depantser, though, because as a depantser, if anyone growing up knows, you ever yank shorts down, if you get the underwear with it, that's almost like the atomic wedgie, right?
You feel that whip too.
That's a dick move, though, literally.
I remember that in elementary
You're saying
school.
literally.
I think it was like 4th, 5th grade, and there was a part of the school where it was like the Polish kids. They barely speak English. They had a thick accent. One of the guys was outside because we were all hanging outside before school.
Yeah, our grade
opens.
school, everybody had a lot of immigrants, a
Yeah.
ton of Polish, big wave of Polish
Yeah.
immigrants came up when we were kids.
I forget who did this or whatever, but the guy like ran up behind him and pulled his pants down and just showed his fucking underwear, and it was like some colorful European briefs, and I was just like totally in awe with it. I was like, damn, look at all those colors. Like it wasn't like a He-Man or Thundercats. It was like some blues, some purples. This was like Euro, like, and I'm like, wow, look at that. That's
Even like an 8-year-old European kid is still rocking like
he had the Euro
trash Euro.
Because he probably went to Poland during like summer.
I just imagine
came back.
Yeah, I just imagine the pants going down. He's wearing his Euro colorful tighty whities, and then he's just doing like the light fucking dance move, right? With the freaking glow sticks. They go right into that. Yeah, they love that shit, man. Any Europeans who follow the podcast, let me know what's going on with you guys with that stuff.
What are you rocking underneath those trousers?
But that's funny, you as a kid being like, not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Pretty good underwear.
I'm like, I don't see that in any of the Kmart or Venture
Oh, Venture was our store. R.I.P. Venture.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Venture was like a Kmart Target type thing. Actually, Target put Venture out of business, I believe. It was kind of.
Son
It was
of
only in the
bitches.
Midwest though. Venture. I think there was in like Wisconsin, Illinois, maybe a couple of Minnesota, and Target started in Minneapolis. Anyhow, though, you mentioned He-Man or Thundercats underwear, which was like the thing with
Yeah.
us as kids.
I had
When you're a
Thundercats.
kid up until like what? Up until you're like 10, really, you're wearing underwear that has maybe 9 or 10 has
In a
like
way, yeah.
shit on it, right? Like
Yeah.
logos.
Yeah, at least
I remember having Batman.
I don't
Like
think
the
I
Adam
had
West Batman. I just remember being like blue when I was like 4. But I liked the picture on the butt was the cooler picture.
Yeah, usually it was.
So I would wear my underwear backwards as a kid, so I could look at the picture.
Yeah.
So I never, and I remember my parents being like, "No, you're wearing your underwear backwards. It's
Like-
supposed to, like the hole goes in the front."
And you're like, am I?
No, I'm not. You're right.
Am I?
Also, why the whole hole thing in men's underwear is so stupid.
Yeah.
Who's yanking their dick out through that small hole?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, jeans were set up where you zip them up. Now it just makes sense to zip them up because it's like a tightening solution. But I think when they first came out, jeans were where you unzip. People would do this. Back in the day, this is how men fucking took pisses. They'd go up to a urinal, not undo the button of the jeans, just unzip the jeans,
Yeah.
reach in, open up the flap, the hole of the underwear, pull their dick out through that, and pee.
Yeah.
And they thought that was more efficient than just undoing the jeans completely, pulling your pants down just a little
Or
bit,
just drop and drop.
taking your fucking dick.
Well-
Or be like that little kid who didn't know any better and pull your pants all the way down to your ankle showing butt.
Plus, you gotta you gotta think about this, especially if you're trousers, because the further back, they didn't have like the waistline that would grab. It was very loose. So
They
a
have
lot of times,
elastic?
no.
Oh.
So like, like when you look at the old timies, they would have either the what the fuck is this?
Suspenders.
Suspenders, yes, or some kind of old version of that. So they just kept it as nostalgia. Same thing with that little pocket. That's just a pocket watch. Who uses that little pocket in the jeans for a pocket watch?
Oh, the 5th pockets for the watch?
Yeah, that was your pocket watch. They just kept it just because
Did
it's
not know
nostalgia.
that. Oh, for like just this.
Or like the hammer loop too. Like not everyone used the hammer loop on.
They got
fucking
rid of
jeans.
those for a while, but they did stick around.
Yeah, some still do it.
You know, women hate cargo shorts. I'm wearing just a pair of like slack shorts, which actually are riding up on me a little bit. What's up? I don't know if the
Friggin'
camera's picking that up. It's not because
Nice.
James went to the bathroom, so he's not doing
Yeah.
his flipping back and forth between
He's got to
camera 1 and camera 2.
pound one out for. A
We're
minute.
only on camera 3 right now. Let's do double middle fingers to camera 3.
Camera 3.
Fuck off, camera 3.
Oh wait, there's a second.
Where's that coming from? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So I'll take a good screenshot of that and promote the podcast by us flipping off the camera. Cargo shorts, women hate, so people kind of stopped buying them. But I bought these new shorts recently, and there was a pair of cargo shorts. I liked the material a lot, but then I thought if I wear these, I'm going to get made fun of because everyone hates cargo shorts, which pisses me off that people hate cargo shorts. Look, at the time I got it. Are you a cargo shorts guy?
Well, I'm complaining. Well, I don't think everyone hates them. I think
Not everybody, but women, women hate them.
it's because of most of them was the beige ones. Everyone wore the beige
Khaki,
yeah.
beige khaki.
Yeah.
That's similar, I suppose.
But if you're wearing different shades except that color, because everyone's probably just tired of it. It's the same thing with like the Timberland
I just
beige.
remember you had green. Didn't you have green Jinko jeans in like fucking grade school?
I
You had green
made
jeans.
them though. Like though I wish I don't think Janko made my size anyway. But like I'd buy
Grade
like
school?
Kmart and shit like that. And
I got you.
I just like fucking just cut the back so it elephant out.
Oh, nice. The wide leg was huge back then, late '90s. That grunge look. Wide leg jeans with Doc Martens.
Yeah, like 95.
95 after
Yeah,
Kurt
after
died.
grunge.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got me into Nirvana. Well, there we go. Everyone
There you
drink
go.
after Kurt died.
Pulled that one off.
You nailed it. Way to slide that in there for everyone drinking along with the podcast. That'd be fun. I should try to slide in like little this week, like
Yeah.
like the hidden, like Pee Wee's Playhouse is do like the
Yeah.
word of the day or whatever. Absolutely. Sorry, I took a sip. It was bad. There was bad timing on that sip of Schlitz. We're drinking Schlitz. Why'd you recommend Schlitz against your favorite cheap beer?
For the cheap beers, like my tier is Schlitz is number one, Schlish, and Coors Banquet would be my next option for.
That's a solid
cheap
one.
beer.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Banquet, not light. Light tastes like water, almost like Dos Equis. Dos
fucking
Equis
back.
green tastes a little watery too.
I don't mind Dos Equis.
No,
though. Yeah.
like I'll still drink them, but it's just like it's more
I
down.
only like the Mexican beers in the summer.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't want to drink a Sol or a Tecate or a Corona in fucking December.
Well,
it just feels
yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
Unless
those
I'm
beers
in
are
a
more
warm
meant
weather.
for-
Like in LA, I would do it. You know.
And that's how I'm drinking right now. Like I want more Pilsner style because, I drink the more craft style.
Yeah, you love craft, man.
But, like, I'm drinking, like, a crankshaft by Metropolitan, which is a Kolsch, and it just has a nice taste. It's just nice malty taste, not hoppy. I'm not a big IPA guy anymore. I used to be probably when it came out, and now everyone's just
yeah, no, people don't shut the
freaking
fuck up
out
about IPAs.
And then I got
what kind of IPAs do you have?
I brought this
Miller
sour
Lite.
just
Drink
for
Miller
fun.
Lite, you dork. No, yeah, we'll drink this one in a second. Actually, this Founders. I've had that beer from that brewery before.
Yeah.
James, while you were in the bathroom, we had some great talk about the hole in the underwear.
Oh yeah.
How useless and stupid it is. What guy pulls their dick out through the hole to pee?
Do you do it?
Do you, James?
Yeah.
Sicko.
Why?
Wait, what? Wait, what? Functionality of clothing is disgusting to you?
So, like, on your box, what do you wear? Boxers, boxer briefs? What do
Boxer
you-
briefs.
Okay, so you got the flap so you can take your dick out through
Yeah,
the
you
hole
got
to
the
pee out of it.
flaps.
You pee out of that.
What the fuck else did you pull your pants down your ankles like a little boy?
No.
No, you just drip,
No, you just
give
pull them down a little bit and
drop,
take the dick out.
drop there and
No.
Why? That's too. So if you're wearing jeans, you don't undo the jeans. You just unzip, pull
I
it
mean,
out
it's
through
whatever's
that.
the most convenient. Most
That's
of the
not
time.
convenient. What
It's
you do is
usually-
wrong.
it's usually
It's
pulling
literally
out here.
what it's there for.
It's usually
Would you like
pulling
me
out
to
your-
demonstrate how I take my dick out?
Yes.
Please.
Okay. Let me get on the table.
You usually just grab your Bojangles and let it fucking flop out, and then get fucking pissed.
I just don't think I talked about how stupid it was because we were talking about.
Do you have any idea how far I'd have to
The
pull my
pantsing.
pants down to
Wait.
get my dick out?
Real. Wow, man, we got a lot of
Whoa.
fucking people bragging about dicks on this
Watch
podcast.
out, Thor.
Oh, yeah, I got these new toys for the podcast studio to liven it up and make people happy. I got a Captain America. These are McDonald's Happy Meal Marvel Avengers toys.
Is that purple veiny thing
Why does
Thanos?
What's the one in the
Why
middle?
does
The one in the
that
middle
work?
looks like it's like giving you like the you jerking off. You jerk off. Oh, this fucking jerk off. What's
that
this
is-
one in the middle name?
That is Nebula,
Nebula.
and she's a she.
Well, she is like, or they, you don't know.
Yeah.
She is like, hey, look at this. Well, she's doing it side to side now that I think about it. This
Well,
guy
for
jerks off.
Thor, it's on the
Thor.
side.
Yeah, and Thor's got the
The hammer.
yeah. I can play with toys all
More
fucking
nail.
day, man. That's the best
Yeah.
part about being a dad to two little boys. Is the toys are the shit. They got cool toys,
I
man.
would just buy him like GI Joes off eBay. Cause like
Dude,
I just
man. I go on
I-
Facebook Marketplace and people sell these toys like, and I'm all over it, man. I love it. Kid's gonna be spoiled, and I shouldn't be. I don't want him to be because I wasn't spoiled, but
yeah.
it just the people, dude. It's like garage sales on Facebook Marketplace, and you can see like where they live. So I have it set where I'm like, oh, someone in Wilmette, which is like a famously rich suburb of Chicago, is getting rid of some toys. All right.
Yeah, that's your best bet.
That's your best bet because these people don't give a shit. It means nothing to them. So if it's like a blue collar neighborhood and they're selling, so I got him this train table. I got him this like a year ago. He still likes it. It's cool, and it had like tracks with it and trains, and it's all like the trains are like magnetic together and it goes around. And the table's cool because you don't have to bend down on the floor. It's like higher up, which is nice for me too because he always wants me to play trains with him. And the guy was selling for like $50, brand new. The thing's like $300. And I looked on Facebook Marketplace, and other people were selling it for closer because it's like an Imaginarium, which is like a top brand for that type of thing. They were selling it closer to what the value was because they're thinking this thing was expensive. I need to get my money back. Where a rich guy is like, I need to get rid of this fucking thing. Get out of here.
He's saying he buys it for the kids, but then he's like, I can flip this for another $100.
Yeah, and then he
I
brings
think
it
that
to
later. No, I think that later because in a couple of years when he
Hey,
doesn't want it anymore and I
put that
replace it
down.
with something else.
We just sold it.
That's what,
watch Daddy put it back in the box.
totally. I think that's a good way to go about it. But no, dude, I like the idea of flipping product, man. I think it's a cool thing.
No, yeah.
I was at
like that
Marshall's where I was talking about buying the shorts. James, cargo shorts, you don't like them?
idea. I like them. I
used to wear 'em.
I got cargo shorts on now.
You're going on right now. Women hate them for some reason.
I mean,
I
they're
gotta get a
not,
woman
like,
on.
They're not
I-
sleek.
I say
I get that.
I
Yeah.
say they mostly don't like the khaki, the beige. Like
Yeah.
if you're wearing different colors, black, they don't. It's not even noticeable really. They don't
Yeah.
really see it as anything.
Well, here's why I like cargo shorts. I haven't worn them in years because women hate them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been told, like, my wife never said don't wear them, but all my female friends have been like, fuck cargo shorts, or a guy in cargo shorts, that'll make our pussy dry. Like, they love making jokes about how turned off they are by cargo shorts. But it's unfair, ladies. I'm going to look right in the camera for this one. Because nowadays, back in the day in which you left your house with your wallet and keys, fine, okay?
Yeah.
Wallet, keys, cell phone, okay, you got enough room there. But as a comedian, I got wallet, keys, cell phone I'm out and about. Cell phone charger is necessary to have these days.
Bag
on
of
you.
cocaine.
Huge spoonful of heroin.
Right
Yeah, the
Sorry,
fifth pocket.
it wasn't the
Wasn't a pocket
pocket
watch.
watch,
There
no.
you go.
it
And
transformed.
and I need a notepad full of my funny jokes and numbers of people who I need to collect money from. And
Maybe they're not mad at the cargo pants. Maybe they're mad that it's not for them because there's so many fucking pockets and it's now for the guys.
yeah, women. Why don't women have pants with pockets? Women are always complaining about, like, why don't we have pockets on our clothes? Fucking demand it.
I mean, well, they do. Linda has pockets.
I know.
No,
Well,
they're-
Linda is a smart woman,
and-
but like I feel like
And they all decide to wear leggings anyway. So,
yeah, that's true too. Well, yeah, if you're wearing leggings, what do you want?
well, I still, thank you.
Oh,
guy
no,
who
yoga
made
pants
leggings
are the
and
best.
made that's,
Oh my God, that whoever invented
I mean,
Lululemon, that guy
wow.
could get a big old kiss on the cheek from Joey K over
just
here.
want to just go up and just jiggle and just go to work and just like
You can't do that though.
No, I
Michael.
can't.
You're
I
not
can't.
allowed to do
Don't
that.
I can
You're
do
not
it.
even allowed to say it out loud.
I can
though.
do it in my
I feel
head.
like-
I can do it in my head.
I feel like it's okay to say it out loud. Listen, women,
can
if
say
you
it
have
out
a
loud.
nice ass, as a
I just-
guy, we want to touch it.
I don't want
we
to like.
don't.
I don't want to cup it. I just want to like and then just walk away. You know?
Oh, you're like a little. What's up?
No, not even. Just like back and forth.
Trying to get the cheeks
Yeah,
going,
it's
but
like-
like not even in any kind of rhythm.
Almost-
Like you got right cheek up here,
wait,
left cheek down there.
No, like you know, like that old machine where they have the belt and it just starts shaking a woman's waist.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Like that stuff.
agitator, yeah.
And then just
Did that
walk
work
away.
at all to lose weight for
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
It did. Wow, because the machine just made that you burn calories.
You're burning calories.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know.
I thought it was some
I mean, it's
hocus
not
pocus
the
shit from the
most-
back in the day.
Effective way to
No,
do
okay.
it, but it works.
It's like the shaker weight.
Yes,
The shake weight, I tried the shake weight at like a Target or a Kmart or something,
they're fun.
and I feel like, I definitely feel like a burn in like your tricep area right here. You know,
Yeah.
I think you got to hold it up high. If you're a guy who's doing
I
it like
mean,
down low, like you're asking for people to make fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why-
we had a great rhythm going. We had momentum.
But
We were
that's
killing
why-
it with the cargo shorts.
But that's why we do it.
It's
Like,
all
just
about the
for
man bag now, though.
comedian- Oh.
I know the whole like
Kids are wearing those
it's
slings
the,
now?
The slings now, yeah. But I feel like if you're going out with a laptop, fine. But if you're one of those dudes that I just need another pocket or two. I just need one more pocket.
So okay, here's how you
I
can
have it
organize
all
your
the time. I
pocket.
need one more pocket.
You have your phone, your keys, your wallet, right? And you have your charger and your notebook. Find a more compact charger. Put your notebook in the same pocket as your wallet.
Yeah.
How big is your notebook?
The notebook and wallet I've done before. Also, I've been bringing out these little flyers with my album, and I got the album on one side with like the digital download code. On the other side, I've got
Yeah.
this podcast. So it's just been a lot more stuff. What's nice is in the winter, I got my winter jacket. I got the jacket on, so I got pockets there.
Yeah.
It's just annoying that like
Also,
they
get
hate a pair of shorts that just have an extra pocket. They're the same as any other kind of shorts, extra pocket.
get a Galaxy Note.
No, I can't switch to the Apple. I got to stay
Get
with
it out.
Apple.
Oh,
now.
you're one of those guys.
I'm not one of those guys. I know Samsung Galaxy and and all that stuff is gonna come back, and I know it's caught up.
And sometimes you're just used to it, like, oh, this is
Yeah.
how to go back and blah blah.
What
And
phone do you have? What kind of phone do
I
you
got
have?
Apple.
Apple
6
too?
or something.
So I have it right now in a sweet situation. So when I edit something on my computer, like when I cut up a clip from the podcast to promote it, like I put it on Instagram or YouTube, I could cut it on my Mac computer and then do a share.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what's it called? There's a term for it. Like share over the air, not like iCloud.
Oh, AirDrop.
AirDrop, thank
Yeah.
you. I could airdrop it from the computer to my phone.
Yeah.
And on the phone, I could use a couple apps. Like there's editing apps I could use. There's a lot of really great editing apps out there
Yeah.
now, everyone. And then I could easily upload it. It's just such an easy way to do it that I remember before I even realized I could do that for a long time, I was emailing it to myself. And it's hard to open and download stuff from your email to your phone. It's almost impossible. I don't even know how to do it in a way that it fucks it up. See, yeah, that's where Apple sucks. They want you to airdrop.
Yeah.
That's where Steve Jobs.
It's
was
all
such a
very
dick.
proprietary
Yeah,
and-
it's all supply side economic
Yeah.
bullshit where they make it so that you have one of our products. Well, if you have all of our products, your life will be so much easier because this only works with other Apple products, and
yeah.
that part of it really does suck. But I mean, it is a good product overall, and since I have it already, it's made it so much easier. So I got to stick by it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there's other ways I could do it. It's just so annoying. I just don't know why women don't demand. That's what kills me. It's not women in general, but people where they're like, we need more of this. Well, then fucking like, how is I would, if I had the means, I would start women's clothing company that had a shitload of pants or a shitload of pockets and pants. Because that's all I hear.
Let's
is
do
women
it.
saying that we need more pockets. Let's do it. Let's start it.
I mean, Duluth Trading Company you've seen their commercials.
I
right?
have-
The
I have
ballroom
one
jeans
pair
and
of their
all.
underwear, and it's nice.
They have a
underwear.
ton
It
of
is?
like
Yeah, it's
ladies,
great.
like cargo shorts wear and cargo pants wear and stuff like that.
That's pretty smart.
Also, Chad McDaniel says it's time for you to get a fanny pack.
Fanny pack might
So.
work. If those are coming back, dude, I could pull it off, man.
They're
I
slightly-
look like one of the
they're
fucking
slightly around.
heartbreakers from the 80s, you know?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels rocked one of those back when he was...
Chris Higgins has one now. He wears it like a little sling.
Does he?
He's killing it with that fanny pack, dude. It's great.
He's got the look for it. Chris
He really
Higgins is
does.
like, what,
Does-
6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah.
Does he do the diagonal
Yeah, he does
sling?
the- he does
Okay.
the-
Yeah,
bandolier.
that's not a bad move.
Yeah, I
but
like
the
that one.
satchel, I think you need more. I don't know. I'm not. I feel like a satchel guy is the type of dude that takes that to a Starbucks and sits there for 7 hours using their Wi-Fi. I'm just not that
Yeah.
guy. I'm sorry. I pay for my internet.
Are you a backpack guy?
I am a backpack guy.
Me too.
I like backpacks way better.
Yeah.
Backpacks are great.
Backpack. Hey, Dora the Explorer.
Was that a song you're gonna do? Backpack,
movie.
backpack. There's a Dora Explorer movie coming out. Yeah, I saw the
Yeah,
preview for it when I saw
wait.
Toy Story 4. Have you seen Toy Story 4?
Yes.
You saw it?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
I
What'd
got
you think of it?
I got
Did
a
you cry at the end?
I got a jailbreak flash.
Oh, you got the
So it's great. I
what's
just
it
watch
called?
at
The
home.
Cody app or something?
Yeah, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get mine updated. A comedian who's been on this podcast a couple
did-
times does it illegally for
I,
people.
I didn't cry. I don't know.
You could probably do it.
I don't
James
know
is
what,
a hacker.
Good.
what point was very teary that
The
he was
end.
just leaving.
Fucking end. It's been long enough where I could talk about the ending of Toy Story 4.
Eh.
I'm gonna leave the room.
No, stay here. I don't want you to hear it. I don't want you to hear it. Don't worry about it. I don't want to do that to anybody. Not enough to talk about yet. I'll wait a little while because I don't like when people ruin
I
stuff.
mean,
People
yeah.
try to ruin Game of Thrones for me. Someone ruined
I,
fucking Endgame
yeah.
for me.
even before I saw the movie, I kind of got the gist of it. Like, if someone said, "Oh, so sad," I'm like, okay, it's either this or this.
Well, Toy Story knows how to tap at those heartstrings, right? They
I
do
just-
it
eh.
really well. You know what I was reminded of just now? This is how weird my brain's been. I'm trying to reach my shoe because I had to take it off to itch my
Like,
sock.
This
I
flag
had to itch
is
my
off.
sock, man. Oh, my fucking foot has been killing me. I've just been on my
Fucking-
feet all day. They feel swollen.
Fucking freaky ass feet.
I do have freaky ass feet. You know that. Size 13s, kids. What's up? So, the guy who made Lululemon made a comment saying, and I could like your take, being a bigger fella on this. He said that, sorry, our pants just don't look good on bigger women.
But they still wear them, so
Yeah.
just let them.
But people were upset about that, saying it was a dick comment and how dare you and that's sexist and this. And he's basically just like, that's just the way the clothes are. I'm not like saying they can't wear. They can wear if they want, but it doesn't. It's not going to be flattering to them. So don't complain if it's not flattering to you. Because I think there was like women saying like they needed to make it this way, and he's like, well, we don't make pants that
Yeah.
way. I don't know. I didn't think what he said was that terrible.
No, but I think
he
he
was
should have
just
just
being honest.
made no comment whatsoever.
Yeah,
He should have
okay.
just like shrugged and like, this is how they're made.
Should have been like, some people find it funny, maybe, or sexy.
Yeah.
Some people might like that. Are you looking up what the Lululemon guy said exactly? Because you think I'm full of shit?
No. I just
Full
want you
of
to. I want
fucking shit.
I want the quote. This guy also looks like a huge douchebag. So
Oh, that guy.
he definitely
He kind of
designed
does
pants
look like a
for
douchebag.
people to look
He
at.
fucking looks
when
like
it's
Pawn
butts out.
Stars over here and shit.
He does look like the guy from Pawn Stars a bit.
What did he say? Where is it?
If you probably Wikipedia'd him, they would go to like personal life or controversies or whatever. That's why Wikipedia is great. They break it down to where you want to find the exact.
Oh yeah, there it is. Frankly, some women's bodies, there it is, don't just actually work for the yoga pants. It's really,
Yeah.
really more about rubbing through the thighs. How much pressure is there over? a
Oh,
period
people
of time.
complain about the wearing the thigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a dick comment though. I felt
No.
like he was being honest.
I fucking wear it down my fucking thigh area with jeans.
That's a fabric.
know?
It's a fabric joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. And
a
everyone
fabric-
acted like he was the worst human being in the world, which I thought
You
was
just
just
gotta
come on.
fucking.
All right, I'm gonna try
gotta
this
do-
beer now. It's called Founders Green Zebra.
It's a goose.
Gouze, is that how you pronounce that? Is that German as well?
It goes. A lot of people have different pronunciations.
All right, well, cheers to you, Michael
It's got a little
Poethcow.
watermelon and salt.
Here's to knowing
like
each
a
other for almost
margarita.
35 years. Very good.
Yeah, it just breaks.
I like
up
it,
and
man.
then
I
you
like
go
it
to
a lot.
Schwartz. Yeah.
Damn. Brewed with watermelon and sea salt, like you said.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this beer is fantastic. Can we
It's
get
all-
them to sponsor the podcast and get a free case?
Probably could.
That's what we should be doing right now.
Yeah.
At the very least, we could be hitting up liquor companies to get at least free booze, so
Yeah.
I don't have to spend $6.99 on Schlitz. Because guys, that adds up. So Marvel just announced this is a big news over the weekend, and everyone's pumped up. That I think people like that Disney owns Marvel now in a way.
Yes, I think everyone
'Cause it's just-
is now all on board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
they've
for a
proven that
while-
they could carry. They're carrying the torch well. It's a good partnership between Marvel Studios and Disney. And what seems really great about it is that they have an endless supply of money to make shit look good, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very excited because it sounds like this Dark Phoenix movie that I've not seen but completely flopped. The X-Men Dark Phoenix.
I
Which
didn't
I
see
think
it
that's the
either.
last of Fox having the rights to X-Men.
Yep.
I tried to watch it, I think, today, and I'm just like, I can't watch this.
Yeah. So now they've announced a bunch of stuff, but also this is on the movie side, what you have just queued up here, James. But they also announced on the comic book side 4 new X-Men comic book series.
Yep.
Which will turn into movies and other such things. I'm pumped about that. We are going to get nostalgic again, which we do from time to time, especially when I've had you on the podcast the one other time. X-Men animated series was one of the greatest cartoon superhero series of all time.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was a staple of every kid who's probably between the age of, 38 to 28 probably right now in that age range,
Yeah.
Excuse me again.
It was the child soap opera in the 90s.
The fucking song was
drama
great.
and everything.
Dun, 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 dun,
I was like, just let him go. Just let him go.
Sorry. Can you find the song and see how off I was
I'll
with
put it
that
on.
key and my tune?
Put it out
Beast.
for you.
Watch out.
Yeah. Oh, Night of the Sentinels, which is one of the greatest television pilots of all time. You know what I mean? Some people talk about like shows having really good pilot episodes. Oh, the Breaking Bad pilot. To watch Night of the Sentinels, X-Men animated series, circa 1992. Great pilot. Morph dies, or he gets
Whoa.
brought back.
Spoiler alert.
Whoa. You fucking
Here we go.
serious?
Oh, I'm getting jacked up right now. Who wants to fucking fight me? Oh, I'm gonna.
Are we just going to walk out and start beating people outside?
Oh my god.
Oh!
That's his mutant name, Green Zebra.
Can we cut up the 6-packs because dolphins get stuck in this?
Yes.
And it's sad. I
Yeah,
don't want that.
get
to happen.
angry. Just that's why you're angry. Just
Definitely.
no.
God, these are really good. No wonder fish get stuck
The
in them.
Power Rangers had a good just guitar. Just
Dun, 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 dun,
There's
right?
like a 6-minute version. Of
the
it.
Go Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers. I was obsessed with Power Rangers.
But it
Remember
just
that?
had a nice guitar licks on it.
I was so obsessed. My friends hated it because they'd be like, "Joe, we're gonna go play football." I'm like, "Power Rangers are on at 3:30. I'm not playing anything. I am not doing after school
Well,
football at all."
you had a lot of like, hey, Baywatch is on. Hey,
I did. Wasn't I famous for that? I was
Yeah.
that kid that literally like the guys. The Cubs are on. You know I'm not doing it. People would be mad at me as a kid growing up. I was obsessed with Baywatch. I came up with the idea for Baywatch Barbie 3 years before Baywatch Barbie came out. My other sister was playing with Barbies, and I go, ooh. I had Baywatch on. She's playing with Barbies. My brain just put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, there should be a Baywatch Barbie. She's like, that's a good idea. And then we didn't talk about it ever again. 3 years later, Mattel, Baywatch Barbie.
3 years later, he's in his room cutting up a fucking swimsuit,
I was mad. I didn't know how
molding
to sew.
some big old titties on a fucking Barbie.
I knew how to mold big old titties. I didn't know how to sew, though.
No ass, because Pam Anderson really didn't.
Pamela
have
Anderson had somewhat of a butt,
Yeah.
okay? If she had a good 90s butt. If she was alive today. That's why I don't like comparing eras with human beings in sports and in looks.
Yeah.
Because you would change your
It changes,
body.
yeah.
What is the new thing now where these women have these insanely wide hips? Someone had like a meme where it's like, when did it be cool? When did it become cool to have your body look like a wisdom tooth?
Whoa.
It's a hilarious meme because it shows the women's body.
Really funny.
It's wide as hell.
Hold on.
And dude, look up that meme. Do you know how to right? I almost asked James Webb if he knows how to find a meme.
No, I've never seen a meme in my life.
I'm gonna be the white guy in this and saying these butts are getting way too big.
Get
Some
outta
are
here.
just,
The
like-
bigger the better,
Here's the thing,
baby.
dude. They gotta
I
be
think-
big with
yeah.
shape, though. They have some
Yeah,
shape. I don't
like-
want wobbly and weird.
After-
one
yeah.
butt cheeks in your kidneys, the other one's at your kneecap. No.
After Jennifer Lopez, then everyone just went a little bit overboard and started going more and more overflowing. You're like,
She had her heyday, and she's still a beautiful
oh,
woman.
she's still like right now.
She's still really hot, but I think I've always thought she was slightly overrated.
In what looks?
Yeah, I mean, look, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, but the way I remember certain people just being like, she was the name.
Yeah,
Where it's like,
I like her look now more than I did when she was.
I almost think I could agree with you there. I almost think I kind of like. Look, I'm not. She's a fucking 100 on a scale from 1 to 10. Like
Yeah.
I'm not being that guy, but it was definitely. Are you finding the meme?
Yeah, I found it.
Did you find it?
Well, there's an article in the Sun about.
I noticed that look coming on strong though.
It's like they're calling it the wisdom tooth look.
Look at
Oh,
that.
because of the thigh gap. And
Well, how do you get what exercise do you do to have your hips that wide? There's
surgery.
certain it's different squat stuff
All
though.
surgery.
A lot of women are squatting like crazy these days.
Yeah, It's all about the butt, man.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I was talking to Abi Sanchez, who's a hilarious comedian. He's been on the podcast a couple times, Puerto Rican guy. He was talking about how white girls all have great asses now because they just do squats. So, like, having a good ass isn't even, like, ethnic specific anymore.
That is kind of weird.
Look at that.
It's
Look
all,
at Kim Kardashian's body. I don't like that look.
It's all because of the agitator in the 50s and 60s.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Agitator
Thank you,
bodies.
agitator.
But, I mean, I don't
It's
know.
like foot
Could they see
bonding.
it?
all
Could
the
people
foot-
watch and see what we're
That
looking
is
at?
wild. Look at
Who is
that.
that?
That's
Cardi
Black
B?
China.
Black China.
Oh, Black China. I don't know. How do you know that? Do you know rap and hip hop? Is she a hip hop artist?
She's a fucking. Never mind.
I have
I'm
sexual.
not a fan.
I have sexual things, so I just look up things.
Oh, that's fun.
That's fun.
That's fun.
I'm a
But
guy.
yeah, so she's got the thigh gap. I have to describe it for people listening to the audio version of the podcast. Look up wisdom tooth meme
But
of
like
women's
this-
bodies.
But yeah, like
What did you search to find this? So people who are listening to the
Just
audio
women's
know.
body wisdom
looks-
tooth.
Wisdom body, wisdom tooth.
It looks
That's
like one of your
simple.
GI Joes like points came out of his waist. Like, oh, now I got to pop him back in.
It looks like you wanted to spread the GI Joe so it could fit on this horse that doesn't go to the GI Joe, and the legs weren't meant to go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of those toys.
Fuck is that?
Oh, what am I?
Jesus
Jesus.
Christ.
It's the head. Like the body's okay. It's just
Yeah, her body's pretty great.
she looks like the Pokemon character. I can't think of.
Jinx.
Jinx.
I guess.
What is? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know,
Jinx.
man.
We
Are we
gotta get off
creeping
of
too
this.
much?
Yeah, we gotta get off.
Oh,
The
I'm-
last one had a
oh,
normal body. She
I'm
was pretty
getting
good,
off on
actually. Christ.
There we go.
Zing.
All right, quick cut back to the Marvel
Zing.
logo you had.
Yeah.
I would just be excited because for the ever
I mean, Rogue had a
wisdom tooth?
wisdom tooth look in the cartoons. I'm saying.
was Rogue was my Rogue might be my number one for hottest
Cartoon?
comic book character. But in the
can see the
movies,
video. You
Anna
get some-
Paquin. Look,
I mean,
Anna
well,
Paquin's good looking. Don't get me wrong,
In the
but
comics, she has changed a lot.
she's no Sansa Stark, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I definitely like what's her name's look way
Jean
better.
Grey?
Sophie Turner, who plays Jean
Oh,
Grey,
yeah.
and the new
You need to get some Power
new
Girl
Jean
in your
Grey.
life.
I didn't like her. as
who's
Jean
Power Girl. She a comic book character too.
Yeah.
I
You'd
just like
Power
Sophie
Girl.
Turner's look. Yeah, it's a look at Power.
DC Power
So anyway,
Girl, right?
Hawkeye's getting
Yeah.
his own movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I give a shit
Wait,
enough
wait.
about Hawkeye to see
He's
movie.
doing.
It-
There's
it's
Loki?
A, no,
What is
it's
this?
it's a series. The Loki,
It's
the
called
What If.
Phase 4.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the Disney Plus. So
Right.
when Disney comes out with their
oh,
Netflix,
there's a series or movies.
they're doing a Netflix. Disney's doing.
I
a
know
Netflix.
that. Yeah, I heard that.
And that's the What If series. The Loki is a series. The WandaVision is a series, and
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
and Hawkeye. Yeah,
How fucked is Netflix, by the way?
Very.
they are, but they're trying to rebound with some odd moves.
I think they want to get bought because we've talked about
That
this in
too.
the past too. Because the comic Andrew Schultz, who I've sang his praises a bunch because I like the way he does his stuff. He mentioned about it's well known that they're in a ton of debt. In this latest quarter, got announced that it was the first quarter that their subscriptions went down.
down. Yeah.
And look, they have some
Well,
great original content.
No,
I
it
like
didn't go.
Ozark.
It didn't
I
go
like-
down. They gained because they went international, but they didn't gain
In
as much as
America.
they thought.
I
Yeah,
thought
it went down in America, but
it
they
went down.
they still got a lot
Yeah.
internationally, but not as much as they were hoping.
But it sounds like they're going to struggle to get out of that debt because they have to keep renewing The Office, keep renewing Friends. We were talking about nostalgia.
Friends is going.
Friends, yeah, but they had
I
it for
think Office might be going. too.
2020.
both of them are going to be gone at the end of the year, I believe.
But they're doing.
But they paid $100 million for each property for 1 year.
They're bringing back Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh,
It's
that'll
just a
save
they're
it.
movie, though.
but
Oh,
yeah,
this is a movie?
but
Okay.
they're like it's new. Invader Zim, I think too,
Yeah.
and that's exciting. I like Invader. Have you ever seen Invader Zim?
No.
It's a cool, weird
Is
one.
it cool?
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
super
Have you seen
goofy.
Gossip Girl? They're talking about bringing that back. That's a good show.
No, but I
Veronica
wanna
Mars
watch
is
it.
back. My wife's been all over Veronica
Oh
Mars.
shit.
You like Veronica Mars?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I never saw it when it was on, but she's watching
That's
it,
a
like
staple,
catching up.
man.
And I'm like, it's a pretty good show, actually. They got like just enough action and drama.
Yeah.
And what's her name's Kristen Bell's good in it. So, but yeah, dude, I think when this Disney Plus comes out, I know as a parent I'm getting it because they're
Yeah.
gonna have all the Disney properties.
Yeah, that's easy
Kidding
for
me?
parents.
Oh God,
Done.
like, it's endless.
And
Why
like,
wouldn't
you're
I have
getting
that control?
This, yeah.
And then I heard they're gonna do. I heard they're gonna launch it for like $6.99 a month,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
to me is basically saying
Well, that's
we're
probably
putting Netflix
HD
out.
only, one device. Like
Yeah.
that's the lowest possible
It-
thing.
And that's the beginning anyway. They just want everyone coming in, and then
Yeah.
then they're gonna have to have that decision. Like, why is this one up $4?
I mean,
I
they're
still-
probably gonna have like the 4K, as many devices as you want option for $13, which
Sure,
is I
sure.
think what Netflix was when we started. I think it's probably like 16 now. But
Netflix
like,
is up to almost $12.99 regular for me. I
Yeah.
think
That's
or whatever it is,
crazy.
Or 11,
Yeah.
$12.99. It's look. I still like Netflix a lot. They still have a lot of great stuff on there.
And they're still miles ahead of Amazon, Hulu. And
oh
everyone.
yeah,
Although
So they're still
Amazon,
good.
I got into an Amazon. I have Amazon Fire Stick, so I get their shit too,
Yeah.
and I have Prime, so Amazon has a couple series that I actually kind of dig. Sneaky Pete's a good show.
Yeah. Oh, what's the one I liked? Transparent.
I heard Transparent's
Yeah.
really
That
good.
one I kind of liked. It was just a little weird. That I
A
like.
couple people, I didn't see it, but a lot of people like that Patriot Games or whatever it's known, or Jack Clancy show.
Oh,
Or the
yeah, yeah,
Patriot, the
that-
guy
yeah.
from The Office
Yeah.
stars as
That
Jack
was
Ryan.
good.
in it.
John
That was
Krasinski.
good.
I heard that's a really good
That was
show,
good.
and Bosch isn't bad. But Hulu is coming on strong with. Hulu just does it differently. They don't do the all at once, the binging, which
Yeah.
is what Netflix was. People love Netflix for. They brought that out there where they're like, hey, you know what I mean? And
Hulu feels like TV,
I have Hulu
which is
Live TV.
which is cool.
Here's what I pay for. I'll be honest about what I pay for. We do Hulu Live. There's a lot of shows that my wife really, and I want to see too with sports. I can watch Cubs games on NBC Sportsnet. So I pay $40 a month or $44 a month for Hulu Live, and that comes with a DVR, which is pretty nice. And then whatever Netflix is, which is like $12.99, and then I borrow HBO password and a Showtime password.
Yeah.
I had the Cody thing, but it's all screwed up. I got to get it updated. So I basically pay like $55 a month plus the internet. I have pretty good internet, like $60 a month for AT&T. So yeah, I'm paying a little over $100 though, but it's still way better than paying cable.
Yeah.
Dealing with the cable company and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I don't know why people even still deal with them.
I
It is
saw
nice to flip
fucking cable.
around. When I had YouTube TV, it was nice to flip around, and I might actually go back to YouTube
I
TV.
love it.
You have that?
Yeah.
I loved it because it was because Sling you can't flip around.
Yeah.
I tried Sling for a little bit. Sling wasn't bad. It's cheaper, but you can't. I like the flip where it's like, oh, this show sucks. I'm gonna see what else is on.
And the DVR is anywhere is great. Like you can stream onto your phone. Like I watch Raw on my phone.
Yeah,
Which
I,
is
I,
dope.
I have Hulu Live on my phone, so I can watch some stuff there, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say though, and there's other people who do PlayStation View. That's another option.
I had that for a while. It was
I
good.
I
It was
tried
okay.
that, and that had kind of like a flipping kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Did
It
it?
had the menu.
It just
See,
didn't feel like
That's why I wish
put
Hulu had make
together.
it so that with YouTube Live or YouTube TV, when I went to hit the one button, the channels would show up, and I could then go like that while still keeping the show on.
Right.
Which with Hulu, I got to go back to a main menu and then scroll through what's
Yeah.
live and then choose from there. That kind of sucks.
It's a little archaic.
Yeah, the reason I got off of YouTube Live or YouTube TV was because our one TV downstairs was a smart TV, so it came with internet built in, and I got YouTube Live on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we used the Fire Stick, and then Amazon had a thing with YouTube, and then YouTube you couldn't get the YouTube TV app on Fire Stick because of something. But then they reached an agreement, and now you can. So now I might switch because I think YouTube is like I don't even know if I'm gonna switch though. 'Cause
future of live TV for sure.
yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Netflix though is in trouble because they're in all that debt. They have to, if you just spend $100 million a year to keep reruns of old shows, and that dude Andrew Schultz said when he was on Rogan's podcast that what it is, it's nostalgic viewing. People go on Netflix to be like, I get to watch Cheers. I get to watch I'm watching West Wing again. I'm watching it's all like old shows, and that's what they use it for. So it's still a great platform, but their business model is at a point where they're I just don't see them ever getting out of that hole.
And it's not the shows really, because the shows people see. It's what they're discussing about was buying like those new Netflix movies, and some of them are just bombing. No one's watching them, and it's like going 100 million on that, and so now they're trying to be more hesitant. But they just do a 70 million with Eddie Murphy, which is exciting. I think that's going to pay off.
That would pay off. That one would pay off.
That's guaranteed money.
Someone was
Yeah.
saying, it might have been Andrew Schultz saying, like, if I'm Eddie Murphy, I fucking put it on myself and charge $50 a pop. You'd make more than 70 million.
dude.
I mean that
Doing it
No.
pay-per-view
that
style?
motherfucker better wear a full body leather jumpsuit, or I'm gonna be pissed off. It better be white or something.
He looked great
Like,
in
yeah.
Comedians in Cars. He could probably pull it off.
Yeah, he has to. I mean, I'll be so angry. I'm like,
I think he would for the joke of it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
sense of
same
humor
suit
of
from
it.
Like,
fucking
you see
Raw.
this? You see this? His
I'm
stomach
older
just
now. It
kind
took
of
me 20.
cascading out.
Yeah, it took me 20 minutes to get in this thing, and like, what if this though? No, here's what people don't realize. I know people have been clamoring for an Eddie Murphy return to stand up for so long now. What if he comes back and it sucks?
I'd watch it.
I mean,
still watch it.
everyone would watch it to find out.
You watch 9/11 happen.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And all the news coverage
Yeah.
like weeks later.
We're still talking about it.
I don't know why we're comparing Eddie Murphy's return, but to 9/11.
Well, we're gonna find out
Yeah, baby.
when it happens.
That's
You're gonna see a connection, maybe.
I'm about to dox James for that joke. No, I'm kidding. Bring it. Let me stretch out here. It's part of me thinks that I think what. Let me say it this way. What if Eddie knows he's not good anymore? Or what if Eddie's just like, I don't have it in me to do it? I look at it the way I look at, like we were talking about boxing earlier. If you're a top of the line boxer and you're like, I have nothing else to prove, I have all the money in the world, why would I risk it again? I think with certain boxing and MMA are two sports where people could lose hunger. Stand-up is kind of like that if you get big in another world. That's why Seinfeld coming back the way he did was actually kind of cool. And the way he did it, like after Seinfeld, the series ended in 1998. That following year, he did a tour in which he did all the jokes that people had heard forever, you know. And then he released an HBO special called I'm Telling You for the Last Time. And the whole idea was like, I'm doing this and you'll never hear these jokes again. And then I'm going to start fresh. And they did that documentary Comedian, which even if you're not into comedy, that documentary Comedian is a great documentary. I own it and it's one of my favorite. I watch it every year, so just to get me pumped up about stand-up again, which you need, I think, every now and then as a comedian to be like, all right, let's reignite some passion. I think maybe Eddie Murphy, people forget. People who don't know the history, you know, because you're a comedy fan your whole life.
Yeah.
He was SNL for 4 years.
Yeah.
People don't understand how young he was when he was SNL. I'm not like
He was 21 when he did Delirious, I think.
Yeah, he was. He started stand-up at 15. Lorne Michaels left SNL for like 4 or 5 seasons, I want to say. And Lorne Michaels started, and he's the guy now in charge and all that. And during those 4 or 5 seasons, everyone was like, it's not going to survive, it's not going to survive. And it wouldn't have. And it barely did. And it was Eddie Murphy keeping it afloat. I remember Norm Macdonald saying Eddie Murphy was 22, 23 years old and basically doing an hour and a half of comedy by himself every Saturday in front of the nation. And him alone, it's like, this isn't even just people blowing smoke about Eddie Murphy's ass. It's the other cast members were like, oh, yeah, he was, it would be like,
How dare you talk shit about Joe Piscopo?
you know what it is? It's Mike, it'd be like Mike Trout in baseball, but the Angels
godsend.
actually win.
His Frank Sinatra, dead on.
Joe, I never liked Joe Piscopo.
I like him so much.
Really?
Like when I was little, I'm like, who the
I'm
fuck
from
is this
Jersey.
guy?
I'm from Jersey. Remember that?
Oh,
like, fucking
Piscopo.
sketch? And then he was
come
in that movie, Johnny Dangerously.
It was the best part of that movie.
No, Michael Keaton was great.
No.
Fucking Piscopo sucked dick.
My mother hanged me on a fucking clothes hook once.
Oh, yeah, that part was actually pretty funny.
He
Now that I
kept
think
doing
about
it. Like his brother, his
whole
uncle,
thing, yeah.
everything, his whole family.
And people kept
Once.
pushing him around, and every time they did, he'd be like, someone else did this to
Yeah.
me once. Like, don't ever do it again.
My
But then
brother
people
smacked me right in the face in front of people once.
Yeah, he was good in that part. All right, I'll give you that
Yep.
part. That's fair enough. Yeah, I don't know.
Joe
so
0,
Eddie
Pecco
Murphy
1.
I don't think any comedian ever had a better decade than Eddie Murphy did in the 80s. And it was from the ages
Oh,
of
yeah.
20 or maybe 19 even.
Yeah.
I think he was born in 1961.
Let's see.
Look up his birthday. So from 1980 at the age of 19 to 1989 at the age of 29, he did 2 of the biggest comedy specials of all time. The first one was HBO, I believe. The second one was Raw. Raw, for those of you listening who are unaware, was a movie, basically. It was released in theaters.
Yeah.
It did $50 million in the box office in theaters, which to adjust for money nowadays would be like, what? $100 million, $125 million
least, yeah.
opening?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it did $50 million opening weekend, but I know it did very well at the box office for being a stand-up movie. Which I know Kevin Hart released his once to but it was limited. It was like 8,000 screens,
I
and
didn't even know.
Kevin Hart released one of his stand-up specials too.
And Raw's the red one.
Yeah.
Right? And then I like Delirious more.
I think that was my favorite of the two, the purple one.
Yeah.
And
And it's funny because Eddie Murphy says he liked the red one. He liked.
Yeah, I
think he
like
said
Raw the most.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember
I can't
more
remember them.
Delirious just because he had the hamburger joke in Delirious.
which one is
and
the
then-
ice cream man joke?
That's
Raw.
Yeah.
But I like Eddie. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Half Eddie, half motherfucker. You know that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's like perfect. And like that's all. I just
was
remember all
was
that.
Raw the one where we talked about Cosby? Or was that Delirious?
No, that's
it's
Delirious as well.
yeah.
And the same time where when he gets punched in the lip and he looks like J.J. Walker. Like, who? J.J. Walker punched you in the face?
Well, I just love how he's like, I'm talking to Richard Pryor. and
You can
Richard-
tell Bill Cosby to suck my dick.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill Cosby told him not to swear. He's like, "Are motherfuckers laughing? Yeah, we'll tell him to suck my dick." Yeah. Well, he fucking gives a shit. Tell him to fuck himself. Yeah, or whatever. I'm paraphrasing now.
Yeah.
But so he so he those two huge specials, still to this day, biggest comedy albums / specials, whatever you want to call them, of all time. Throw in the fact that he was SNL for 4 to 5 seasons, and again in his early 20s. Throw in the fact that he was in 48 Hours, which was an unbelievable movie. It kind of relaunched the whole buddy film genre of being like two dudes. And, you don't have a Rush Hour without fucking 48 Hours.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
You know who was
couple of those.
originally supposed to be him?
Who?
Sylvester Stallone.
Was going to be...
Oh shit.
He was supposed to be... Not, Eddie Murphy was later because then it was going to be a more serious cop movie, which then it would be Cobra, really, the movie Cobra.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to be Beverly Hills Cop, and then I think he declined, and then Eddie Murphy took over, and then they made it more as a comedy.
Yeah, which is smart.
And then
Played a
Stallone
history.
saw this, like, oh my god,
Oh, I should have done that.
I
yeah.
should let's do
Cool.
Cobra.
Adrian. Yeah, I can't do it. That's
I like
terrible.
my favorite part of Beverly Hills Cop is at the end. He's like, Foley, what are you still doing here? Blading, sir.
Yeah. Dude, that's a great... I love Beverly Hills Cop. I had all 3 of them one time on
Yeah.
DVD, like in a pack.
The third one was so bad though.
The third one wasn't very good. No, they kind of beat that one. They beat that horse down. You know what I'm saying? And then there was other Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd
Yeah,
was a huge
That
hit.
was good.
That was all in one decade. Everything I just said is a career for most people. That was all within not even within a decade. I think it was within a 6-7 year period. And I think he just kind of got burnt out.
Yeah.
Took a couple years off right around the turn of the decade, right around 80s to 90s.
Then
Then-
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah, then came back, Coming to America.
yeah, that's right.
Vampire in
Coming
Brooklyn
to
was good.
America was good.
Coming to
And
America
there's
was
another
good.
one coming.
Yeah, I heard that. Then he was in a Michael Jackson music video. Then, he made appearances and stuff here or there. And also, this is how big Eddie Murphy was. He was he's still to this day is the only cast member to ever host SNL. You might be thinking, well, Ferris host. No, I'm saying he was in the cast while hosting.
Oh, okay.
How nuts is that?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you're such a superstar. Not only are you in the cast, but you're going to be the fucking host.
I
too,
thought
at the
I'm
same
like,
time.
don't you mean he never hosted SNL because
Well, he never came back
Yeah,
after he
he
left the
doesn't-
show. Well, he came back for the
it's
40-year
because David
anniversary.
Spade said something in his David Spade minute, Hollywood minute or whatever.
Where he made fun of him, right? And then he's
Yeah.
like, fuck this show. I'm never
It was a
doing
good joke though.
Probably was, and you'd think a guy like that would have a humor about himself. But
He should have had Venmo. I'm just saying.
so my
He should
theory
have
is like he was so right at the top that maybe he's thinking if I come back to stand up and it doesn't do well, or even if it does good, say it's good. There you go, crush that can.
Yeah.
Say Eddie Murphy comes back and it's
feel
good
better.
but not great. To him, it might be like this is like Michael Jordan coming back to the Wizards.
70 million.
I know. Yeah.
But that's the
But
thing.
he doesn't need it, dude.
No.
You saw if you watch the comedians in cars getting coffee,
Yeah.
his house looked insane.
Yeah, dude, that's
Yeah.
the first thing I said. I was like, this can't be your house.
It makes sense. Dude, he was in all the Shreks. The Shrek movies are huge.
It's
Yeah,
still
that's-
just like
that's what
baffling
I
that one human being with like 2 kids and a wife can live.
I'm trying to think of the last movie I saw. He was Bowfinger was a big hit. He was in that in the like 90s.
Bullfinger no, it wasn't that big. It was
That did pretty well. Tower Heist, he was on Ben Stiller. Was the last comedy I saw him in, and that was like 10
It
years
was
ago.
that Jennifer Hudson, like the Supremes kind of movie. I can't think of
Oh
it.
yeah, he was in
in
that.
that.
He was Dr. Doolittle.
The Dr. Dolittle movies did really well. Nutty Professor franchise, that was huge.
Norbit.
The first one came out in 95, and that was a big hit when that came out, Nutty Professor. Big hit.
You were saying earlier how like Michael Jordan, it would if he does good, it'd be like Michael coming back to the Wizards.
Because Jordan was good with the Wizards.
But that's
he
the
just
thing,
wasn't
like,
Jordan.
He was.
But that's the thing, like people still go, Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan. Like
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy's always going to be Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
and like if he does okay, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
You
What
know?
if he comes back and it's bad, and then people are like, "Oh, that's why he stopped. He's not funny anymore. He just stopped being funny. That's tragic.
But see,
How do you lose it?"
but people are adding that anymore because again, he still is
yeah, it's true anymore.
the greatest, probably performing comic of all time.
Yeah, I guess you can't deny the body of work. It's
Yeah.
not like if he comes up. You're right. You guys are both talking some good
And
sense. here.
plus, he said he was doing some stand up in the coffee
Yeah.
cars.
yeah.
He was doing some little side work, so he's warming up.
Yeah.
So it's good. He's
That
getting
is
a
good. I
little
mean,
ring
I would love
rust.
it, man. I would absolutely love to see a guy like that come back.
And I think too, like it's Eddie Murphy. Like he's obviously one of the smartest people in the industry. I don't think he would agree if he didn't think he had it, and he knows what it is because he is it, dude.
What if he comes back and it's the greatest
Well,
thing
dude,
anyone's
That's
ever
probably
fucking
the most
seen?
likely.
And it's
And what if it's like, dude, he's like,
And it's a bedazzled leather outfit.
you were so into the outfit, by the way. but-
It needs.
No,
needs
well,
to be
okay,
done.
fine. He
It
comes out.
fucking needs to be done.
All right, he comes
I
out-
can't watch it if it's not.
What if he comes off all gold, bedazzled, but it's like all gold, like glittery gold.
Full
then,
jumpsuit. It has to be full
then he
jumpsuit.
does his act. Full jumpsuit. No, it's a
Yeah,
jumpsuit.
yeah.
It's a full jumpsuit. It's what you want it to be, Poethcow.
It better.
Then he does the
You have
then
no
he
idea
does the
how angry I
hour.
would be.
He does the hour, right? And it's the greatest hour anyone's ever seen. As people are watching this, they're almost not even laughing toward the end because they're so in awe of what they're viewing.
Yeah.
He does the last joke and then says, "Now I'm done." Drops the mic. and
Chappelle
as he-
style.
Yeah, Chappelle style. And as he turns around, it's assless like Prince.
Oh, that'd be great. I agree with that.
And then he goes, "Fuck your couch," as a tribute to his dead brother. Fuck your couch.
Yep.
I don't know. I think that'd be pretty special. You know, it's crazy that his
Be pretty
brother was a
special.
really good comic in his own
Yeah,
way.
he
too.
helped write
Yeah.
Ron Delirious. You
Yeah.
always see his credits and
Yeah.
stuff in there.
That's cool. That he took
And,
care of his brother for
He
a
was
while.
he was in the opening of like in the family shot
Oh yeah, he was.
of Delirious.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. That's true. Do you know how many kids Eddie Murphy has?
Oh, like what is he? a
Two,
wheelchair
he
I
said.
know.
guy?
No, he's got 10. 2 live with
Oh,
him.
to live with.
2 live with him. He's got 10 overall. He's kind of bouncing around a little bit.
I mean, he's had 3 partners, so
Why are you trying to throw that info?
I don't know. I thought it was an interesting thing I found out. I'm not tearing him down. I want it to be the best.
He got
thing
10
ever.
kids.
I would be pumped up if it was the best
that's
thing ever.
10 likely very funny people who live right now.
Because
This
then
is
it
great.
could, yeah, probably.
Or really
Well,
angry.
it's a whole new
At
Wayans
least
family.
8 angry.
Yeah, a whole new Wayans. Well, they're older now. He was saying they're older. That's why they don't live with him. You think he'd give a fuck? Like, he definitely allowed him with him. They were all.
His house
They
is big
wanted
enough.
to.
Did you like
Oh my
Norbert?
God.
I love Norbert.
I never saw that actually.
How you doing?
Was it good?
It's not, but it's great.
Oh man,
It's not, but great.
I kind of want to end the. Let's we'll wrap the podcast up on that. That Eddie Murphy comeback. I want it to be amazing, because when Jordan came back, look, don't get me wrong, Jordan was still really good. If you look at the numbers, he's still really good. And I remember sharing a YouTube highlight reel of him taking Kevin Garnett to school, taking Dirk Nowitzki to school, taking all these guys to school at the age of 39, 40. So still wildly impressive. But I remember when Jordan first made that announcement, and people were like, "He hasn't played for 3 years. He's almost 40. What the like?" And I'm like, "No, dude." I remember just being like pumped, going like, "He's gonna come back and score. He's gonna win. He's gonna lead the league in scoring again. He's gonna do this." And it didn't work out that way,
No,
but I
but
so badly
was
wanted
there.
that to happen. I equated comedy to like those fighters, because I think a lot of boxers and MMA fighters, when they get that, like Conor McGregor's going through that right now, where he says he's holding out for a stake in the company, but to me that just says that you don't have the same hunger you used to have. And in sports like that, if you lose the hunger, that's when it's dangerous, man.
It's like the Richard Dent thing, you know.
Yeah.
He had bad teeth. He couldn't eat. He was very athletically good and was making all these sacks. And then Dick was like, "Fix your teeth. Now you can eat." And he got fatter and couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah,
all
for-
the money and stuff. It wasn't in him anymore. 'Cause
Quick
now
background.
he's food.
Quick background. Richard Dent was a Hall of Fame defensive end for the Chicago Bears. Was a stud in the Bears defense of '85, one of the greatest defense of all time.
Yeah, the
Notoriously,
Chicago Bears, the NFL team.
Well, I don't have to break it down that much. But no, Richard
The
Dent.
NFL
Richard
team,
Dent. Do you
he
know?
in 1985.
Look, a lot of people don't know who
The
Richard
NFL
Dent is, though.
the American Football
League.
League.
You guys always make fun of me when I
There's
try
the
to give
NFC
someone.
and the AFC.
Yeah.
And
Football in America is different than soccer, which is what we call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
soccer. No, their sport should be called football. Our sport should be called like smash ball or something like that. But I was just wanting to give a lot of people not know who Richard Dent is. You know what I mean? So Dent was the
Get bent.
shit. Get bent, Dent. He was the shit. Dicka said, "Fix your teeth." Fixed his teeth. Got fat because he could finally eat. Because he was so lean because it hurt to eat.
Mike Ditka was the head coach of the Chicago Bears.
Well, they know who
Saying-
Dicka is.
He was a
Dicka's
tight
well
end
known
for the Bears.
because of SNL. Dicka versus a hurricane. Trick question.
He wasn't a real hurricane.
No. You fucked that up, my friend. Trick question.
No.
Hurricane's name is Hurricane Dicka. I like how, as a native Chicagoan, both of us have to do that accent to fucking convey the
Not only the accent, I grew the stash.
Pat
Here.
McGann.
Yeah, you were in that sketch.
You were. Yeah, you wanted to talk about how you look like John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah,
By the
I
way, everyone, look up how Michael Poethcow, my buddy here, looks a little bit like John Wayne Gacy. And you look like John Wayne Gacy / John Candy from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That too.
Yeah.
Do you know his last meal? Gacy's last meal?
No, what was it?
It was a bucket of KFC chicken, 1 pound of strawberries. I know it was a milkshake, but I'm not sure what flavor.
McDonald's? Where do you get it from?
He just
What an
wanted
endorsement
like
for a
diner.
business. You know, Dina had that joke about being a great endorsement for Venmo. If you're the company that supplies the last milkshake for anyone on
I think it was just a
famous
diner
serial
one, yeah.
killer,
He just
it's a
wanted to-
diner. If I'm that diner, I put up a plaque going, "Good enough for Gacy's last meal. Stop on by."
get a bucket of KFC because
Yeah.
most people who have death row, they don't really eat anything, or they order it but they don't eat it. He actually ate it.
There was a show called Raising Hope, I want to say, which is really funny.
That sounds
Had
familiar.
one of the funniest pilots I've ever seen. It was on Fox for a few years. Of course, it didn't last because Fox only knows how to promote shows that have cartoons. Any like real show like Arrested Development or something like that will fade out for a couple of years because they don't know how to market it.
They barely promote too.
They're stupid. They're a bad network overall, I feel like. Well, sports, they're pretty good. They got good sports coverage. So anyway, the show's called Raising Hope. The opening episode, it's about this guy. He's someone like kind of like a regular guy, I guess. He's walking on, or he's driving, and this hitchhiker pulls, like, you know, and she's a woman who broke out of prison. She like is hitchhiking, bangs him, gets pregnant from the bang, and she wanted to get pregnant. So they fuck one time. I think he loses his virginity to her even. And the whole idea was that she was on death row, and she thought, if I get pregnant, they won't execute a pregnant woman.
Well, yeah.
This is the pilot of the show. And so she was right, though. They didn't. They waited for her to have the baby.
Got
And when they
9
had the
more
baby,
months.
and she kept having ways to stave off execution. And it was even funny because, like, in that episode, he's got the baby on one of those things, like the slink things that goes over, like, you know, like the baby's in a sack tied to you, whatever it's called.
Papoose.
I don't know what the fuck it's called. And
Probably.
as a dad, you think I know what it's called.
Look it up.
It's a sack. It's a
Got
sack
it.
that holds the baby like a kangaroo would. And the baby's looking out, and when they go to execute, he puts his hands over the baby's eyes, which is funny because it's like the baby's like a month old, so it's not going to know what's happening anyway. But it's like, you probably shouldn't see your mom get executed here. But what was really funny, one of the ways she staved off execution for a while, when it took a while actually, was her last meal request. This is why I brought this up, because the last meal thing.
Yeah.
The last meal request was a McRib from McDonald's and a Shamrock Shake.
Different
And the
seasons,
fucking
different
warden was like, "Damn it, those two rarely overlap."
seasons. There's only a window.
It was
small
the
window.
fucking that shit cracked me up. It was so funny.
It is a
It
good
was
one.
such a great way to end it, and I think that's a great way to end this podcast too. Michael Poethcow, funny dude. Follow him on Instagram. He'll post some fun shit here or there,
Every
right? Or
once
is
in a
your
while.
Instagram
Yeah.
private?
No, I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is. All right. I'll
Some-
tag you in a post, man. It was really good to have
somewhere.
you on. Next time you're on, we can dive more into some other fun shit. But sorry, I didn't have that much energy. I think, you know what, Jack? I think the last 20 minutes of the podcast, I got some energy again.
Yeah.
And I thank you for playing the X-Men
Yeah,
theme.
it was that X-Men.
It was the X-Men theme, totally, because I was exhausted, dude. So I apologize for not having much energy, and again, sorry for not having a podcast last week. We'll get back on the consistency. The special comes out, Chapter 1, Can't Complain, on YouTube tomorrow. Please subscribe, share it if you like it. We worked hard on it, and I hope you enjoy it. And
Yeah, stay off Joe's lawn. I'm just saying.
there you go. He
Doesn't
knows-
like it.
Yeah, fucking watch it, punks. Yeah, punks. All right, this has been Kilgallon's Pub. Cheers. Woo.